Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today is the 29th of May 2020. We're coming in at 5 minutes past 48 here in the UK. A beautiful day here in Hungary and the United Kingdom as well, where we are streaming from in the country. I nearly said where we live. We're going to be flying today to Geneva. Two vACCHUN events going on today. One in Hungary, which starts in 15 minutes. Some of the time we request pushers start. There's quite a few of us here as well. We'll hopefully have full ATC, and then we're going over to Geneva every. I think it's on the last Friday of the month. They always have a vACCHUN event there, so it's the first time we've ever gone to Geneva in a live stream in the ZIBO mod, which is pretty cool. Live weather, there's some few thunderstorms around, so I have to keep a little bit of lookout for the departure. Flight time around 1 hour 30 minutes or so, and that's it. Just a single Friday evening stream this evening. This scenery in Hungary is by vACCHUN. You can download that in the explain.org forum, but it does require a heck of a lot of libraries. I had to download about 3 to get it all working correctly. And Geneva later on is seen by Aerosoft. Great to see lots of people here as well. He says, Jitara Stow says, yes, the stream has started. Fantastic. That's your Friday evening sorted, I hope. Even Marianne is here saying yoo-hoo as well. Gary C says, evening, good morning from Vietnam. Oh, wait, Rock shows us Rika de Rids. Evening, Captain, says the Hangar Pilot. Petrich, hello. Happy birthday to Petrich, to everyone in chat as well. I don't know how old you are, Petrich, but you did mention that this morning, so happy birthday to you. Lisa, Liam Barwick, Adams here, Dale152, Bill Bibson, BX7 iOS as well. Lots of people and some new faces as well. Right, let's jump into X-Plane 11. Here we are. So, lovely Ortho 4XP. A little bit cloudy here. As I said, there's a few storms forecast to be around, but I can't actually see any to be fair. But we'll zoom on in. Two runways here. We have runway 31 and 13, left and right. We're parked on the corner here, I think on stand 31 or so. Lots of aircraft, as I said, online. We've got a few Flight Deck to Sim alpacas here as well, joining us on the sector, which is good. And it's quite a nice little freeway airport here. So we've got alpacas here. We've got alpacas here. We've got an Air Malta behind an alpaca. We've got China Airlines, who's a little lost. We've got a Flight Deck to Sim Alpaca Airways there. First choice alpacas, a lot Polish aircraft. But look at all these Alpaca Airways hosting the old
50,
livery.
40,
Check out today's
30,
livery. We've got a whole
20,
new retro
10.
one look going on here. So massive thanks to Icefire, who made this livery for me in his spare time. Very kind of you. Thank you very much, Freckles Aviation, for the £3 donation. About time I got in the air with you again in the A320-200, of course. Oh, don't worry. Jim's with me today. I'll keep him audible. Thank you very much, Freckles Aviation. Yes, it was quite unbelievable last stream with a lot of people making fictitious accounts to comment. Very amusing. I hope we don't go too overboard today. But yes, massive thanks to Icefire, one of my members who made this new, not retro, new ultra modern looking Alpaca Airways there. We've had a bit of investment into the company. Shareholders purchased or invested into the company. We've got Wi-Fi on board. We've got the skimmers. We're looking very good here. And, I think it's a really epic looking paint scheme with the tail here. New registration as well. We are, what are we now? Golf, Foxtrot, Delta Tango Mike. So still registered in the UK, which is nice to see, but looking good. Nighthead says, please close all doors. Yeah, I'll try and remember to close the L1 door. The beauty of it is I don't need the air stairs today because we do have the air bridge. Right, anyway, let's jump on into the flight deck. Thank you very much for the $5, James Gardner. Just finished a flight on Pilot Edge. Did my first flight in the Flight Factor 767. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic, James Gardner. Thank you very much for your donation. Yet to jump onto Pilot Edge. I have been asked by someone a few months ago if I'd look into it, but so many things getting into the way. I just prioritise using vACCHUN here because it's all I know, but I might jump onto that way. We're going to have a look at the
40,
west coast of the US
30,
States.
Yeah,
thank you very much, donation. Well done on your inaugural flights online on Pilot Edge. Right, so batteries on, GPUs on the bus, electric hydraulic pumps are on, landing gear lever is down, and the aircraft documentation we'd now check. We are running the latest public version of the ZIBO mod, 342.3. Seems to be working quite well. There's still the issue with drag with flaps. Now, I know Tim, I spoke to ZIBO today about it. It did get back to me. I just saw prior to the stream talking about how Tim, who works for the flight mill, was away for a few more days. It's nothing really to worry about, but when you got flaps extended on the aircraft, it's a little bit too much drag at the moment. Again, I'll explain that on the approach. It's a little bit too inefficient. In reality, it's a lot more slippy, but clean, it's fine, which is when you fly the aircraft 98% of the time anyway. Cool, so batteries are, electric hydraulic pumps are all good. Working our way down here to the bottle test, that's done. Fault APU detector in ARP. There we are. Master caution set. How unfortunate was it that SpaceX couldn't launch that rocket the other day. I was watching it all the way until just prior to launch.
40,
Great shame, but I'll be watching it tomorrow,
20,
Saturday,
10.
for sure. Thanks a lot, High Fly 101 for the pound donation. What standard are available? I think you're trying to say what stands are available. You need to find one that's there, High Flyer 101, but you'll find one that's available, I'm sure. But thanks for the donation, and as we talked about, you don't need to come in asking continuous questions. It's fine. We'll ask in Discord. I'm sure someone will help you out there. Right, thank you very much anyway. Right, of course, sounds like a very loud car outside. Emergency exit lights are armed. We now need to get our fuel on board. Our fuel is 6.7 tons. Now, there is a tempo in the forecast for thunderstorms around until 1900 Zulu for the next hour. It looks reasonably clear, and it's just around Hungary. But obviously, being a vACCHUN event, we need to make sure that we take an additional fuel for the sort of delays you might expect. There seems to be a number of aircraft here in Hungary. Hungary happened to be going towards Geneva today, so we'll definitely whack on a bit of extra fuel for that. I was thinking around a ton or so. That's going to be 25 minutes. That'll take us an extra for holding and for any weather avoidance on departure. So that's going to be 6-7. Let's call it 7-7. Well, let's call it 7-8. 7-8's full wings on the 737, which works out quite nicely. So payload, fuel, 7-7. Oh no, we won't get very far with 770. 7-8, I said. Full wings. Enter. Payload, we said we're going to take 172 passengers. Randomly decided this amount earlier on this afternoon. There we are. So that's all sorted there. Cool for the fuel truck. There we are. We are now uplifting our fuel. Right in the corner here. Oh, look at this. Car park's full. These are all the passengers obviously getting on board the Alpaca Airways flight today. Cool. Right, now let's jump into the OPT we need to do later. So that's sorted. Back up here into the upper overhead panel then. We'll test the attend button. I think I better turn the sounds up a little bit here. Turned right down. There we are. That was from the IXEG a few days ago. Working our way here. Verify the flap up position. It matches the flap indicator position. They're up and they're up. Perfect. We'll do a takeoff config warning test. Stab trim cut switches are in normal. Now we'll do the cargo fire tests. Forward aft discharge, no detector fault light, and that's all working as we want. We'll put that to VHF 1 and turn off the mic selector. Rudder down trim is 0. Manual gear extension door is locked and closed. Circuit breakers we then check. Up onto the up overhead panel. Stall warning test. Still need to wait a few more minutes for that. Mac airspeed warning test. And IRS to nav. And we'll put this to heading STS 8 minutes, and then we check this side as well. And now we can start the boarding in the ZIBO mod. So just to show you guys, the routing today, really, really nice. Starting off in Hungary, and we're going to be going westbound, flying along the northern edge of the Alps. Really, really nice. So we're going from here, Hungary, over to Austria, southern Germany, and then flying right over the top of Zurich, which is our alternate into Switzerland, and then onwards there. It's really, really nice. So those on the left-hand side, we'll get a really nice view as we get over to Geneva. Perfect. So we now need to get the weather. Let's see if there's any ATC online. I think the event starts in 4 minutes on the hour. There is ATIS, and there is tower now as well, and approach. We're due to be off lock at 17:15 Zulu,
30,
guys. 17:50
20,
Zulu.
10.
17:15. Thank you very much. We have a new person donating first.
I have a large INOP sticker on my head.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much, First Officer Flight Deck 2 Jim. Crack me up. He's donated £6.65 saying I have a large INOP sticker on my head. Fantastic. I'll give you 7 out of 10 for that. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I don't know who you guys are. You seriously all really left, right and centre these crazy crazy donations. Thank you very much to Lynx Venom 8 for joining as a membership. With your membership, welcome on board as a member. You get all the exclusive members only content. Invited to our members only Discord. Enjoy your custom emojis in chat as well. Fantastic. Hello Dougal McTavish as well. Hope you're doing very well. I haven't seen you in Discord for a while, but I hope you're doing excellently. As a reminder to everyone, go check out his SimWings project. I think you've got a group flight coming up soon, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. Perfect. Right, so we've got the fuel coming on board.
50,
let's get the weather.
40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much, Ruby, for the £1.80 donation. Can you explain why the altitude changes when switching local QNH to standard QNH. Local QNH to standard QNH. Well, QNH is the area QNH, so unless are you talking about standard QNHs in 1013? Well, it's just because it's a pressure difference. So if you've got obviously the local QNHs here, which I don't know because I need to get the weather, when you set standard, which is always 1013, if it's different, you're going to get a difference in altitude. But there's not much more to explain about why it is. It's all to do with pressure. That's it really, but thanks for the donation nonetheless. Right, anyway, let's grab this frequency for Hungary 8 is 132.375. 132.375. There we go.
50, 40,
Looks
30,
like there's no voice
20,
aids here, unfortunately.
10.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Tor, for the €2 donation. Have you ever performed a single-engine taxi out? Thank you very much for your donation. Question: I haven't. At my operator, we only conduct engine out on taxi in. We start both engines after pushback, or start both engines on stand. But thank you for the donation. There are some operators that do it.
Left parallel operation.
There we are.
Departure runway 31 left.
So runway 31 left.
Transmission level 110, delivery closed. Wind 350 degrees 10 knots, variable between 320 and 020. Cavo K clouds.
Cavo K clouds.
Scattered clouds at 8500 feet. Scattered clouds at 22000 feet. Temperature 192.9 QNH 1018 hectopascals.
Perfect.
No significant change. Acknowledge information kilo.
So information kilo. Well, it looks okay.
Budapest information kilo. Time 1630. Zulu ILF 31 right or 31 left parallel operation. Departure runway 31 left.
Perfect. So we've got all that. So we can expect runway 31 left for departure. Weather's pretty good, 90 degrees. Wind's down the... Well, no, not down the runway. It's from the north, so crossing coming in from the right, but 10 knots, slight... it's varying slightly, but yeah, pretty nice. No thunderstorms, which is important. The important bit. Cool, so now we've got the weather. We can set the QNH,
40,
which is 1018.
20, 10.
1018. Set up the standby altimeter. 1018. Thank you very much, Tim, for the £5 donation. Very, very kind of you, sir. He says the sausages are burning on the barbecue. Tell the passengers it will be a nice in-flight meal. Thank you very much, Tim Fraser. Yeah, unfortunately, we only ever serve burgers. We always take whatever's left at the supermarket. But thank you very much, Tim. I hope you're having a barbecue this evening with your family. It's a lovely evening. We're certainly now in the UK. I think from Monday we can now have barbecues in gardens. Can't go inside the house, is it, with 6 people or more, which is something to look forward to at least. But thank you very much, man. I hope you're doing well. Cool. So we've got 1018 set. We'll set the MFRA, which I think is 1500 feet. I had a look at the OPT just prior to the stream, and I'll put the latest weather of the 80s in there in a second. That's all set. Now it's the about time we start loading the FMC as well. We'll do the aircraft lights test in reality and check the oxygen mask as well at this stage. We'll select airports on the EFIS panel. Right, so here's the flight plan. Fresh from the press. There we are. So flight level 380 for cruise today. Flight time of 1 hour 29 minutes. As I said, we're going to take 7.8 tons of fuel, so that's an extra 1,200 kilos, around 25-30 minutes or so. Let's go to the next page for the routing. Expecting runway 31 left based on the wind. I had a look at the briefing documentation. 31 left I think is the preferred departure runway for this time of day as well. Cool, so FMC, latest AirAC is installed. Pause in it. Let's get our GPS coordinates in. There we are. So once the RS is lined, we know exactly where we are. I've missed a step here. I thought I'd missed a step. Lima Hotel Bravo Papa. There we are. We're routing to Geneva, Lima Sierra Golf Golf. We are today the Alpaca 87 Whiskey. That's our call sign, randomly chosen. Departing runway 31 left, expecting the Gillette 1 Lima. And then from Gillette direct to Zolku. There it is, Zolku, direct to Arsin. From Arsin to Traun, or Traun. Lima 856 to Tra. Lovely. Then we're going to go Zulu 69 to Olben. Getting there, Upper November 869 to Benot, and it's going to be, well, expecting the Benot 1 Papa. I'm not familiar with Geneva, never flown there, but this is the arrival that takes you to the south of the airfield, downwind, and then onto 04. So we're going to go ILS 04, the arrival Benot 1 Papa, and was it an Indis transition? I think it was something like that. Let's just check for any discontinuities. So we got there. We'll get rid of the vector. So I'm going to go Golf 502 to Indis. We'll get rid of the vector. But that's what would happen. You'd eventually get to Golf 502. If you've got no clearance, you'd expect it to maintain a heading, unless told something different by ATC. There we are. We'll execute that at this stage. Right, zero fuel weight is 58.1 based off the 172 passengers. Our reserves are 2.6. Our alternate state is Zurich. And our cost index is 30. Flight level 380, see it's just above our trip, but by the time we get up there we burn a little bit of fuel. Our optimum should be around flight level 380. Our top of climb wind today is 037 at 21. So this departure has an emergency turn as well, so we'll discuss what we do in the event of an engine failure as well. Emergency turn is kind of an operator-specific procedure which we'd fly. I've already calculated the OPT as well. That's saying reduced 22k with an assumed temperature of 36 degrees. So 22k, 36 degrees, and that's showing us 91.4. I've got 90.3, but with the AP bleed on, that should make sense. Takeoff flat 5. These speeds I've got in the OPT are 42, 42, 46. 41, 41, 46. They're all within a knot. We'll bug up here. V2, 146 knots. And go legs, and that's it. Now I'm just going to put some fix rings in here. What these fix rings is part of the emergency turn procedure. Again, you won't have access to this. Every operator might have a specific procedure. Typically, it's for terrain. So if you have an engine failure, a SID doesn't guarantee terrain clearance. So the performance department will kind of find a routing which we can take single engine. In the worst case scenario, just after V1 and route to somewhere safe. So what this essentially says is we'll wait until we're 3 miles from Budapest, and then we route to a waypoint, which I forgot to make a note of, called Attico, which is here. And then we brief this as part of the takeoff briefing. So you can see here, if we go to legs, it's not very clear, but yeah, there's Attico there. That's the waypoint on the fixed page. If the engine was to go pop, we wait till 3 miles from Budapest, and then just make a left turn to this waypoint, and then we climb to the MSA. MSA in this sector, so to the southeast, it's 2,000 feet. So yeah, I'd probably go up to 3,500, 4,000 feet, and then hold there. And probably, most likely, depending on the situation, probably return to Budapest. But these are all eventualities we need to cover. Obviously, the reason this is here, if we keep taking off in the direction of 3-1 left, there's probably some obstacle or terrain in the way, or something else, but most likely to be one of those two things. Cool, so the FMC is all loaded, and now let's go up here to the upper overhead panel. Your damper we can pop on. Check the crossfeed valve. Bright, and then dim, bright, and then off. Nav transfer display switches are normal auto. No fuel in the centre tank, so we can only put the forward aft main pumps on. DC metering panels as it should be. IDG closed. Making our way up here. Turn on panel lighting. Time this stream. A little bit of an unusual time to start at 5:45 in the evening in the UK. Just so we land just before sunset. So time this to ensure that we can fly live time. Enjoy the flight into the sunset as well. Very good. Trim air's coming on. Packs can go to auto. Cruise flight level 380 is set. Our elevation in Geneva, pretty high actually. It is 1,400 feet. That's now set. That can go to steady. Now let's look at the MCP. Flight directors on the runway QDM is. Runway 31 left is 308, so we'll punch that into the heading. But the courses as well It's an RNAV SID, so there's nothing to conventionally back up here. So all I'm going to do is tune the ILS for departure. We'll put Budapest on standby as well. That's all set. So the frequency for ILS 31 left is 1115. Oh, we need to do a GLS approach, don't we? Everyone keeps asking me to do that. I keep forgetting it. I think Malaga is the only place where we have GLS approach, but whether Navigraph program that stuff into explain how those frequencies program, I have no idea. The Budapest VOR, what's that? Can't actually find out what the Budapest VOR is. Let's have a look here. Approach. There is a VOR approach for Budapest. It is 17.3, so we'll put that on standby. Perfect. So I'm going to give you a full briefing today, based off my kind of operators' SOPs. Remember, I remind you as well, if you are a line pilot watching this, please don't follow guides, purely for entertainment. But now is a good time to grab our clearance. I think we've got everything set up we need. Order brake to RTO. Reset fuel flow. Takeoff page for the pilot flying, which will be me. That's all set here again. Perfect. So we'll grab the clearance now with tower 118.1. From there. So he's going to probably be busy today. Richard Layton, around how long is this flight? Hour and a half. Oh, universe trim, yeah, I didn't set the trim. 6 units. Forgot that purpose, of course, Richard. That was my joystick moving, by the way, if you were wondering what that was.
Alpaca 782, contact Budapest approach 122.975. Have a safe flight back.
Contact
Stuart flight deck to trim.
122.975 Alpaca 782. Thank you, bye bye.
Tower, very good evening to you, sir. This is Red Nose 595.
Red Nose, that's Norwegian's UK subsidiary. We're on stand 31, by the way.
IFR clearance towards Geneva, please.
Ah, Nightbot. Thanks for reminding everyone. Today's light target, 481 lights, because we're going to be flying close to Mont Blanc, 4,810 metres tall. That's the light target. Yannick claims this is an updated livery. Yes, sorry. This is the
1 Lima departure
new paint scheme we're
initially climbed to 7,000.
We've got GPS on board. Got skim tours. This is the new updated explain. Oliver Blake, is there a quiz today? No, every Sunday or weekend. I generally do one stream at a weekend. I'll be doing that weekend on Sunday. Oh, there's about 4 aircraft asking for clearance there.
Ryanair 453 behind departing traffic line of runway 31 left and wait.
Listen to me, will we do a loop? No loops today, no aircraft carriers.
Could you repeat please? For Ryanair 453.
Goodness me, that is loud. Sorry guys.
Ryanair 453 behind departing traffic line of runway 31 left and wait behind.
Line up on the runway. Ryanair.
Sorry Dougal, ouch.
Ready for taxi, GZ701.
Alpaca 9 Whiskey, your livery is showing as Air China. Yeah, you need to make sure you got the Alpaca VCP CSL.
Budapest Alpaca 8 November Echo.
Someone's eating his mic.
Alpaca 8 November Echo, taxi to holding point Alpha 2 runway.
James P. James, what's your name? Oh my god, James. Nearly made me read your username, you silly boy. How do you get the different radio ILS layout? It's an option. It's an option. It's an option in the official settings. James. Budapest, good day. Alpaca 87 Whiskey, stand 31 information kilo QNH 1018. Departure clearance to Geneva, please.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey clear to destination via GLF 1 Lima departure runway 31 left. Climb initially 7,000 feet by QNH 1018 smoke 1000.
Cleared to Geneva, Gillette 1 Lima, departure runway 31 left, climb to maintain altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1018, squawk 1000, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. He stepped on me. Right, squawk 1000, 7,000 feet.
Budapest Tower, Tomjet 2 Mod Charlie requesting clearance to Geneva.
As cleared, and we've got 2 minutes until we're scheduled off block, so I'm just going to get the better pushback organised, then we'll brief the... did briefing, so ground services request pushback. It's quite hard for us because we're right in the corner here, so we should probably do something like that. I'll just go into this little little parking bay just for us, look. That's pretty cool.
Block mode Charlie. Ryanair forward.
50, 40,
Alpha
30,
7 off Charlie.
20,
Ground to cockpit,
10.
plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
So we're going to
Ground to cockpit.
get him on his way.
Driving up.
And I'm going to turn the export pilot volume down slightly whilst we're briefing, so I'm not talking over everyone. There we go. So we'll get the APU started as well. Thank you very much to... who was that? Icefire for the $2 nation. Remember to disconnect tow before taxi. Thank you very much, Icefire. Yes, air stairs up, doors closed. Make sure the tow bar is disconnected. Thank you very much. And guys, and again to you, Icefire, thank you so much. Icefire is the one who made this livery. I think it looks absolutely epic. I can't stress how much I like it. The same with the 200 one. The 200 one's one of my favourites too. You're an absolute king when it comes to this. But thanks to all the guys that do them. Paul F, Positive Rate, anyone I've forgotten to mention, I must apologise, but you spend your time doing that for me. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Right, so let's do
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So first we need to... with the briefing is to, check the routing information. As you well know, it's always worth doing that gross error check. Usually it might operate at the pilot monitoring, read the entire routing, check that the flight plan matches what we expect it to be. You can see, for example, this is OFP number 2 because it's the second one I've generated today after I tested the sector. And you see the ground distance is 616 miles. We check on the progress page. It's roughly that. 620, perfect. It's 4 miles difference. It's probably something to do with that vector I changed. Perfect. We'll then do a instrument cross-check, make sure everything's set, matches, do the emergency briefing, which the captain explains his actions in the event of an RTO and evacuation,
So connected,
and then the FO would explain his actions as well in the event of an
Release
RTO.
brake.
And then the pilot flying on the first sector explain his actions in the event of an engine failure after V1. We then do the taxi. So we're stand 31, we're expected to push back face northwest. Quite a short taxi for us, we're going uniform. And then to hold point Alpha 2 for runway 31 left, and then the SID, always good check for this, make sure you've got the Gillette 1 Lima. As per your clearance, always check route page 2, make sure it's in the top left there as well, Gillette 1 Lima. It's an RNAV SID, if not otherwise instructed by tower, contact Budapest approach when passing 3,000 feet. So it's from Budapest, RNAV BP801, max 230 knots. There we go, BP801. Left turn inbound to BP821, tracks 201, that makes sense. To Pukog, 283 after Pukog, 282 to Gillette. So long as the tracks within a degree, it can be a bit more in expert level. I've never seen more than 2 or 3 degrees difference. We can clear to 7,000 as per the SID. And that's it. That's the kind of clearance, really. We'd then do the checklists, and then the PA, and then get the push and start. There you go. Hi Anthony, hey all, just popping in, can't stay, have a great flight pass, thank you very much Anthony, and I saw your message back as well, hope you're doing well obviously with all the things going on around you at the moment as well. Right, I'll turn up X-Pilot again now. Do wait, you want a PA do you? I'm going to delay the flight for a PA. Mariana's pointing at me and saying do a PA, alright, I'll do a PA. Right, let me just turn X-Pilot back down. Right, right, let me just have a look at the weather in Geneva. You guys love it when I do a PA. I've got to be very careful what I say. Right, I've got the latest weather here. Okay, right. So, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Flight Deck to Sim. I'd like to welcome aboard this Alpaca Airways flight to Geneva. Joining me on the flight deck, Senior First Officer Jim. In the cabin today, your team is led by Jack Haven, assisted by Bill, Botten, Ben, and the Flower Pot Men. So just about to push back, only a few minutes behind schedule. We plan to make that time back en route taking off from the northwesterly runway here in Budapest, immediate left turn after departure. We'll be then heading westbound towards Austria, flying just south of Vienna, and then towards Germany, south of Munich, continuing westbound. Overhead Zurich and then onwards to Switzerland. Lovely evening to go flying. Those on your left-hand side will be enjoying the view of the Alps, and those on the right will enjoy the sunset. Latest weather conditions in Geneva is showing clear skies, winds from the northeast, temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. On behalf of Jack and his onboard team, they'll be shortly showing you a safety demonstration. Please must get your full attention. This is for those for your safety and for those around you. Once again, you're very welcome on board. There you go. There's your PA. Oh dear. Abish, you need to do more in your PA. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know that video? It's like an Australian comedian, so they're going all the time. Remember that? What's the name of your first officer you're being assisted by today? Oh, sorry, Mariana. Yeah, sorry. Dear me. B. Bubandur, so you're in a dinky plane. No, we're in the usual NG. We're just going to turn the X-Pilot sounds back up again.
Tower Malta 320.
Everyone talking on top of each other. Bit of etiquette and professionalism, please. Oh, look, there's an alpaca blasting off. So we're running how many minutes behind schedule now? Nearly 5.
Tower Malta 320. Tower Malta 320.
Oh, this guy needs to give it a break. Like, if someone's called you... I've heard his call sign a lot. Oh my goodness, why are you doing radio checks? Listen, if you're on vACCHUN, guys, it's a bugbear of anyone. Before you blurt on the radio...
Tower Malta 320, 5 times now.
Ah, he's annoying me, that Malta guy. Like, you just got to be patient. It's busy. You've got one guy on vACCHUN trying to do everything.
We are 1044 ready for push and start.
Just be
traffic
patient.
1 hour 10 just push through our aircraft, just for information, sir.
Oh dear. Just take your time, you know, be patient. It's very busy.
Thank you.
And he doesn't need to... I've been calling 5 times now. Yeah, congratulations.
Alpaca 9er, whiskey. Push and pull is approved. Face exit on uniform.
Push to approve the facing uniform of Alpaca 9.
Liner 762 request SR clearance to Bucharest 5 to information Lima.
Interstate high flight descent, you can turn the radio volume on the B2 volume down to lower the pushback driver. This will not affect the volume of vACCHUN. Yeah, I found that out the other day, and I think it's actually down quite a bit now. Helps if I do that. Can I connect the GPU, is it via the air bridge?
Runway news is 31 left and
no, let me connect it. Perfect. Doors are closed. Let's just take the... Yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Last time with the ZIBO mod.
Departure is Batic 1 Lima departure.
Copy, Batic 1 Lima for Liner 762.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, stand 31, request push and start.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, we have traffic behind. Hold your position, please. Brake. Alpaca 16 Sierra.
Perfect, so our colleagues just beat us to it. He now knows that we need push and start, so he's told me to stand by in that position.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
22975, the airborne frequency.
Budapest, good evening, Visa 1076, requesting clearance to Zurich.
Oh, he's got the microphone somewhere down his mouth. Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey, for the pound donation. Just departed, see you on the other side. Geneva AT have left the chat, lol. Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey. I think we just saw you taking off, so have a safe flight. We'll be right behind you. Listen, did you have a special training for doing PAs? No, not really. You just practice. I remember when I did my first ever PA as a first officer, I was very nervous. Talking to the best part of 150 more people, you know, you just want to make sure what you say is coherent and understood. Just key is engage brain before mouth, and like with anything there.
Exit holding point Alpha 2, runway 31
down,
left
I
via
can hear my
Hotel 1,
voice.
Alpha 3 Kilo Alpha.
Swiss 2330, request push 1039.
Sky's home. Does cosmic radiation affect pilots? The exposure you get is far less than what they say is it's they do measure that actually annually based on your flight hours, but it's a very low amount compared to what you can apparently tolerate.
Visit 548, clear to land runway 31 right, wind 35.
Camlish, one guy on vACCHUN when he was speaking on the background, the Takeoff was in operation complete set parking brake. He probably needs to turn his volume down a tad. Tango does captain or FO usually do the PA. The captain does the initial PA for boarding, always. The en route PA is done by the pilot flying, so whoever's flying, captain or first officer.
All pack 7 Alpha Charlie, requesting push and start on stand Charlie 2 Romeo.
So he's going to wait for our colleagues to push. God, we're getting a bit delayed here, so I'd do another PA probably at this stage, 10 minutes late after saying we're pushing for you. It's just saying, look, it's very busy. Sorry for the delay. We're in the queue essentially. You probably heard it before in real life.
Alpha 9 Whiskey, yes, thank you.
Alpha 9 Whiskey.
Joe Drage, how do you decide who'll be pilot in command and pilot monitoring? Because I don't get the two middle up. There's only one PIC. There's only one PIC. That's the captain. PF and PM. So pilot flying, pilot monitoring. It's typically at my airline I work for. You know, the FO does the first sector. Captain return does the return sector typically. But there's lots of different things that can affect that. So if it's
Alpha 7 Alpha Charlie, ready for push and start at stand Charlie 2 Romeo.
if the weather's really pants, I perhaps feel more comfortable as the captain wanting to fly that approach. But if the FO I know very well and he's a good guy and I know his handling's good, I'll just let him do it. There's a limit as well, so if you have under a certain amount of hours, there's kind of limitations on what winds you can do. But 95% of the first officers I fly are happy for them to land the approach in the most challenging conditions, but it's just depending on several factors. Certain approaches we fly something called a monitored approach, so if the weather's low visibility we want the first officer to fly it. That way the captain can look outside for the approach lights close to minimums to make sure you're visual. So there's all different things outside, but yeah, good question. Has he forgotten about me? I don't want it easy to get in front of me. Might have to give him a nudge.
Swiss 2330, still standing by.
Yeah, you're right, influent flight. Yeah, captain only landings too, of course.
Swiss 2330, still standing by for the push.
This guy needs to give a break. The tower just told someone to line up and wait, and he's trying to get push start. Like, that's not ideal. If you're getting someone to land or take off and you're going, let's push a start, and you're waiting, the tower's waiting for a response, that's not the time to make a call.
Budapest Visa 1076, requesting clearance to City.
We could do with a few more controllers though, tower is doing everything.
Visa 1076, you're clear to destination via GLAP 1 Lima departure from runway 31, land climb initially 7,000 feet.
Calish, you're flying the sim, I feel so good on one stream because you were the partner I was 80, cool.
Scope 1000, initial climb 7,000 feet, runway 31
My
left.
ex-pilot, volume setting is on 1. On 1.
And QNH 1018, Visa 1076.
Just to show you, look, I'm on 1.
Is that correct?
That's on 50.
Swiss 2330, still standing
So
by.
loud. Alpaca 87 Whiskey Stand 3-1, request to push and start.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, push and push the 237 uniform. Break, Alpaca 9
That's going to annoy the Swiss. He's been asking for about 10 minutes. Right, there we are. Jet's complete. Parking brake release.
2330, still standing by for the push.
Oh my god, patience, man. School's out by the sounds of it. There you go, that's why I couldn't respond to his traffic behind him.
50.
Thank you very much, Iron Parents, for the €5 donation. Quick hi to you and Mariana. Can't watch live, unfortunately. We'll save the stream to my Saturday morning coffee. Good luck getting out there. Thank you very much, Iron. Have a great evening. And yeah, we'll be all uploaded ready for you at your Saturday entertainment in the morning. Thank you very much, man, for the donation. Right, we're on our way. Starting engine number 2.
Clear immediate takeoff, 3-1, left speed with 124, contact approach, 1 amp. Thank you.
There's it, 2.
Speed 124, also smoke more Charlie, please. A-Fair, we are smoke more Charlie, speed 124.
There's oil pressure and N1, 25% N2.
Tower Visa 1076 to 15, pushback and takeoff.
Straight out the paint hanger. Right, let's start looking at monitor engine number 2. It's 20, 400 degrees, 3 and 6. 2 is stable, starting engine number 1.
Alpha Command 37, we have traffic behind that, call you back, hold your position.
Straight truth, man, that livery is on. Thanks, man.
Complete. Set. Parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Bit cocked, but as long as we're pointing in the right direction, that's all that matters.
Okay, taxi to stand altitude via 3-1 left via altitude holding point hotel 1. Thank you very much.
Tower Visa 1076.
Derek Raven, the livery is the money, well done. It's nothing to do with me, you're going to thank Icefire in chat, he's the one that made this livery. If you'd like to grab it for your ZIBO mod, exclamation mark livery in chat.
121
And all credit to Icefire. Right, so looking out 2, 4, 6, 3, 1 is stable.
Line up runway 31 left and wait.
Lot, Alpaca, 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 Air Malta. It's going to be busy in Geneva. I'm glad I've got that extra half an hour for holding.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a
Thank you
great
very much,
flight.
sir. We've got plenty of fuel on board. But yeah, I've got the Skibter wing tips on today. Priest says hello from Birmingham. Good day to you, sir. Freckles Aviation took an extra 4 tons. You'll drive the airline out of business, carrying all that fuel around. Right, tug, tow bar is attached. Remember Freckles Aviation Discord, that equation to work out how much extra fuel you burned? The penalty? You take your extra fuel, 2.5% of that times by your flight hours. That's how much extra fuel you'll have burnt carrying all that load around. But if you need it, take it, absolutely. But 4 tons extra, a little excessive. I put half an hour on. That's a bit more apt. Right, generators on, APUs off, start switches continuous, probe heat on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, packs auto, APU bleed off, set. And here comes the flight controls. Full forward, full back, left, centre, right, centre, rudders, full right, centre, full left, centre, recall. And we just need to call for the before taxi checklist.
Takeoff, runway 31 left, when airborne contact 122.975. Thank you for the great service and see you next time, drop to 5.
It's gone very quiet, ATC.
Line up 31 left and wait, Alpaca 3 Kilo Alpha.
Alpaca 87 whiskey for taxi, please.
Alpaca 87 whiskey, contact ground on 121.9.
Ground 119, Alpaca 87 whiskey, speak to you in a bit. So grounds come online. Now why have I done that for? You imbecile, I've just detuned tower. Oh, you idiot. Why, I was trying to be clever, but I already had a frequency there. So 1181.
There is an aircraft with a slightly wrong scenery. You can navigate next to him. Maybe
Something I don't hear in real life. Slightly wrong scenery.
Hotel 1, Alpha 2 for 31 left, and we'll avoid the traffic with Swiss 2330, thank you.
Budapest ground. Good evening, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Request taxi, please.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey Budapest ground. Good evening, sir. Taxi initially to apron exit point uniform.
Taxi to exit point uniform. Alpaca 87 Whiskey. That's made Tower's life a lot easier now. Just having someone there on ATC. So here's the exit point uniform, and then we're going to have to hold there, and then we're going to have a left turn to runway 3 or left. So there's parking brake release, there's the config check. No takeoff config warning horn, so the aircraft is correctly configured for departure. Off we go. Running a few minutes behind schedule. We're due off block at 1:05, so 15 minutes late. That's acceptable.
Tomjet 2 Mike Charlie, are you ready to copy?
Ready to copy for Tomjet 2 Mike Charlie.
Tomjet 2 Mike Charlie, roger, thank you. Gillap 1 Lima departure runway 3 mile left.
Cabin door.
7,000 feet, QNH 1018 and squawk
it's
is
closed.
1000, you're cleared to your destination.
Copy that, the Gillap 1 Lima departure, runway 31 left.
There's our impatient Swiss.
QNH
He's even taxiing like he's in a hurry.
2 Mike Charlie, and we're ready for push and start.
Tomjet 2 Mike Charlie, roger, readback is fully correct.
Hello,
and,
Jack.
Startup is approved for you, pushback is not needed at this time.
Assad, that's me in front of you.
Startup approved, thanks Tomjet 2 Mike
China
Charlie.
Airlines.
Visa 1076 ready to taxi.
Visa 1076, roger, taxi initially to apron.
Are you the one that's saying it's in China, so how come you're in China Airlines and everyone else is in the flight at Sydney?
Visa 1076.
So we've got to give way to Swiss. It's like, you know, when you're at a T-junction and no one lets you out, they get really close to the car in front. That's what that Swiss guy's doing. Look at him edging forward. He's like, nope, not having you pull out. Never mind the taxi, pat the dog. Jack, come here. He can't, he's gonna... Oh yeah, the chair's in the way, that's why he can't. Come on then. Come on then. Hello. Oh, hold on, I've got someone telling me to do something. Let's turn the plugins off. Hello. Swiss is not having. Cut him off. Swiss is a BMW. Hi Fly 101. You really need a webcam for Jack, I know, but you'd have to see my ugly. Oh no, I won't disturb. He's laying down on his bed in here. Oh, is that comfortable? Yes. I told you, look at him. He ain't having any of it. I'm so tempted just to go in front of that gap, but I was told to hold short at uniform.
137 start push approved.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey, for the pound donation.
Visa 1076 heading shorted Papa 1.
That reminds me of the situation when two people finish having their order taken at McDrive at the same time. Exactly, Kieran Harvey. I know the one. You're both literally at the thing, talking to the people. They both finish their order, and all of a sudden and you don't look. You know what it's like. You don't look at each other. You kind of like just there. You got your arm up on the window. You kind of like you know that they're looking at you or half looking at you, and you know the same. It's that awkward moment. We've got a little dash 8, but we've got here. Look, hold at uniform here. This is our clearance limit. So parking brake set. Flat sortie, have we landed? Unfortunately, it might be past sunset at this rate. Even though I timed the stream 15 minutes earlier than on the hour, we are certainly taking our time.
Ground, you on Swiss 2330 to town. Swiss 2330,
Catalina.
Budapest Tower, 118 Swiss 2330, thank you, bye-bye. And Wizard 1076, stop before uniform on Alpha, stop before uniform.
Stopping before uniform on Alpha, Visa 1076.
Is that him? Someone said stopping. He's on Alpha. He's saying, I think he said hold sort of uniform. Perhaps let me out. Not sure. Caution prop wash. Says Andy. JD Loft, some say he's a real pilot. All we know is he's flight deck to sim. Stig reference.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very
20,
much.
10.
Flight deck to Grim. Oh, yes, we go again. Thanks to Pound Donation. Here's a donation towards getting a webcam from High Flyer 101. I hope my name doesn't jinx.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, you can continue taxiway uniform left to holding point Alpha 2 runway 31 left.
Via uniform, taxi holding point Alpha 3, hold short 31 left, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, thanks. Perfect, so we're next in here behind the Hermes. Aren't they a car rental place?
Just to make Charlie, Roger, taxiway Whiskey, left, apron exit point hotel 1.
Busy here, guys, so busy.
Point Alpha 2 3 left.
Left on Whiskey and by Alpha to holding point 31 left, don't get too much of it.
Well, that Dash 8's not going to get very far with its props not spinning. Oh yeah, no, delivery courier, not a car rental place. That's it, I was getting muddled up.
We could start push. Oh, 3 and 1, 3 Delta Zulu Budapest Grand. Hello, start event pushback approved.
So it looks like we are number... Oh my goodness me, I thought that was the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 for departure. Flat 40 single engine taxi. We always do 2 engine taxis out. I know there's certain operators, and I actually, when I used to fly with Fly B, to fly to my base last year, they used to do single engine taxi out and then just start the engine just prior to departure.
Thank you very much. Is that 1076, you can continue taxiing by Alpha 2 3 left.
Alpha 2 3 left, visa 1076.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thanks again, High Flyer 101. Donated £1. He says, K Chem Wheel Lock Light. What is that, buddy? Don't just drop me a message and I'll try and answer that, but I'm not sure what you said there. KHK kilometers an hour, what are you trying to say? Wheel lock light blank. I have no idea what you're actually what I'm looking here. Not sure what you're referencing there, but thanks. Michael Carney, Flybe, my job requires me to fly literally every week all over the UK. No doubt you've been a captain. Oh, no, Michael, I don't fly for Flybe. I was a passenger. I've never flown the Dash 8. I've only ever flown the 737. We probably sat next to each other, but last year, when I was promoted to captain just over a year and a half ago, I was based away from home and I used to catch a Flybe flight to my base. Tom Pascoe, sorry I'm late. Was at the beach. Check.
Whiskey, Hotel 1,
Discord, my shirt came in. Fantastic. Have a look later. Who is it that got the onesie? Who is it that got the onesie? Oh, no, we've seen it. Mariana's just showed me. Is that your... Yes. Hilarious. Chicken head. Fantastic. I'll get 8 out of 10 for that, Tom. Thanks, man. Commander Jennerhoff and T. Castelloff, is that message there until TRA? Yeah, that's there when it's on out off. Actually, is it? Does it say TCAS off? Am I? It's been a while since I've flown. I think it still says TCAS off. But yeah, it stays. When you select TA or TAR8, that extinguishes. See how long we're on the ground floor. Look, we've put an extra 30 kilos from the APU. Look, 30 kilo difference between the
50,
tanks.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Richard Clayton, for the £2 donation, sir. Very, very kind of you.
50, 40, 30,
And
20,
another one coming in.
10.
Tolly just turned £2 donation. I'm the Dash 8 ahead. You'll beat me to Geneva, he says. Thank you very much, Tolly, for your £2 donation. Let's have a closer look at you. Hey, I hope you're waving. I hope you realise that you're taxiing through some quicksand. we have a significant issue with your nose wheel, but I'd also recommend starting your engines at some point as well. But thank you very much for your donation. No doubt you'll be going a little lower and slower, and we'll overtake you at some point, but we'll eventually get there for sure. My goodness. There's a TUI on the grass there as well. What we should have done, we should have spawned on the other side, look, on the cargo apron. That's what we should have done. Anna, what's your call sign? It's in the top left just here, look, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. I think, is it there? Yes, it is. Universe, kilos per hour, pounds per hour. It depends where you are. In the US, I think most of those operators use pounds. We use kilos over in Europe. Alpaca 160 X-ray. Thanks, Adam. He says, I love your streams. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
David, thanks for the £5 donation. You should sell a flight deck to sim mankini.
You should sell a fly deck to sim mankini.
Oh, David, thank you very much for your donation. I'm not sure how quickly they'll fly off the shelf, but I don't. Burak, not Burak, Borat. Burak, I hope you're not watching. Borat style. Yeah, I don't think we do need that, but thank you very much, David. If you're perhaps interested, maybe I could get one ordered for you and I can slap the logo on the front. Did you just say great success in Borat's accent? Do you want to do that again? Oh my goodness.
40,
That hangar pilot, that's an image no one needs. Absolutely. Oh, dear. Oh my goodness, there's a Cessna over here. What's he doing?
Hi Captain, great streams and so much fun to watch, great entertainment and 738 tutorials. Fantastic content. How about a live stream to Innsbruck runway 08?
Well, thank you very much, Pav738, for your £10 donation. Very, very kind of you, sir. It says, hi, Captain, great streams. So much fun to watch, great entertainment. And 738 tutorials. Fantastic. How about a live stream to Innsbruck runway 08? Well, thank you very much, Pav738. I don't know if you are aware, but we have been to Innsbruck before. And if you are new to my live streams, Nightbot occasionally comes in with a link. I'll post it now as well.
40,
If you put exclamation mark destinations, you will find a Google map to every single stream I've ever done. I do that after every stream, and then you'll find that we have flown to Innsbruck before, and we did the circle. I can't remember if it's... Yeah, we did circle on 08, so have a look at that, but no doubt we'll go to Innsbruck again soon. Very, very kind of you, thank you. Oh, look at that, Nightbot at the same... Oh no, everyone's posting it, that's why. I hope he's not going to Geneva, he's got a long evening ahead. Thank you very much, Quintin 41469, missed you there. Thank you very much for the pound donation. I hereby place a deposit for a flight to sit Mankini. Thank you very much, Quintin.
Budapest ground, visa 1076, can we contact with Budapest Tower?
That's the point, we're still on ground here.
Visa 1076, actually I'm
Ghost Dog 688, does the map also provide a link to the video featuring the plane route? It does, yeah. You click on the link, you can type
Roger, so staying on your frequency.
You can type in the 4-letter ICAO code, the 3-letter IATA code, you can click the route and then you'll find the thumbnail reference and...
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, contact tower 118.1, have a nice flight, bye.
118.1, thanks to ATC, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, good evening, sir. Yeah, you'll find everything you need there. What was the airborne frequency again, guys?
Minimums, approaching
122975, I think. Thank you very much to Lucas Angsters, just joined as a member. Welcome on board, sir. Glad you're enjoying the content. You'll get all the exclusive members-only content. Enjoy your custom emojis in chat. You can use your toga for takeoff, like everyone else on the members, and you get invited to our members-only Discord as well. Thank you very much. Welcome on board, sir. Budapest Tower, good evening. Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Alpha 231 left, ready for departure.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Budapest Tower. Hello, call you back.
Perfect. Nicholas, quiz date? Nope, we'll stream on Sunday with quiz. I might stream tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. There's an event going on in the United States of America from San Francisco. Well, it's in Portland tomorrow afternoon. They're doing a morning vACCHUN event, so it's perfect time for here. And I was thinking of going from San Francisco to Portland, just the single sector. And then on Sunday, we'll do the quiz and giveaway. There's a sort of theme doing here. The streaming days were kind of penciled in until Touchwood. There's a bit of normality. We go back to work. I'm going to be streaming on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Tomorrow, just going to be a special because there's a really cool event going on in Portland. I was going to do 2 sectors, but because the SpaceX launches. Behind departing traffic, line up and wait behind Alpaca 87 Whiskey 31 left. Because the SpaceX launch was scrubbed on Wednesday, I really want to watch that live on Saturday, so I was thinking of just doing the single sector. Right, we've got our line up and wait clearance, so lights are on, auto throttle LNAV, transponder to TARA, weather radar on, MCP set.
Budapest Visa 1076, holding short at Alpha 2.
Transponder TAR8, strobe lights are on, just holding on for takeoff clearance.
Approaching 3-1 left.
JD Loft, can a real 737 pilot launch a Falcon 9? I was playing Kerbal Space Program yesterday. I got a little bit excited by it all. First time played it in about 2 years. So we might have a little bit of a delay here, because remember that's only a Dash 8 that's taken off.
On runway 31 left.
We're ready to go, finally. We've only been streaming for an hour, over an hour. Very, very late for departure. William Haywood, question, are any landing lights? How come the older style have 4 switches and a gang bar and LEDs have 2? That's because this is just to turn all the lights on, and this still has the retracts. Right, 3-1 left to clear takeoff, airport frequency 122.975, Alpaca 87 Whiskey by now. So that's it, right, so we've got our takeoff clearance, we are clear for takeoff. Thank you very much to Rachel for the pound donation. Wish Jim Glinton well, he is flying from Geneva to Manchester in his Boeing 757, while all traffic control is on, just get used to our flights. Thank you very much, Rachel. Right, 40% get your tokens in chat. Also, I released the parking brake.
On runway 31.
Right, stabilise, push token, set takeoff thrust.
Left.
And yes, sorry, James Glinda, good luck on your flight. There we go. Right, light forward pressure on the control column. 9.3 takeoff thrust, set indications normal.
80 knots.
Checked, release the forward pressure.
Line up runway 3.
Little crosswind from the right. V1, rotate 2 to 2.5 degrees per second. Pull for the dead band, and we are airborne. Positive line. Gears coming up. What was that? Oh my god! What's wrong with me?
400.
Every time at the moment I'm forgetting it. Oh my goodness. LNAV. Dear. Who needs time? Exactly.
1,000.
Perfect, bugger.
Sorry, can you repeat that waypoint, please?
Arcing point is
VG plus 15 and accelerating. Flaps 1.
Going direct arse in Alpaca 7 Alpha Charlie, thank you.
March.
And here comes flaps up. Budapest, good evening, Alpaca 87 Whiskey on a Gillette 1 Lima, passing 2,300 for altitude 7,000 feet.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Budapest approach, good evening, identified, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Right, so 180 is set. There we are. So flaps are up, there's no lights, so set standard. VNAV. There Takeoff's now going to accelerate to 250 knots. We'll just do this turn and then we'll engage the autopilots. Do the after takeoff checklist. I wonder where that dash 8's gone.
50, 40,
Trim,
30,
trim nose down as you
20,
accelerate. Thank you very much. N6902 for the £9.78 donation.
Best of health to you, Captain. Best streams on YouTube.
Oh, thanks,
Keep
man.
them coming.
Oh, thank you very much, N6902. Very kind of you, sir. And yeah, whilst I'm off and I have the time, it's great fun to make some content. And thanks for all the support you guys give back. I really appreciate the kind words. Very, very kind. Mariana does it too. Thank you very much, man. Right, there's wings level. And we're in trim. Put on the flight directors. There we are, command day after takeoff checklist. So gear up and off, order brake off. Make sure, very important. Make sure whenever you engage the autopilot, I never stress this enough, always check your FMA. It's very, very important to do that. So after takeoff checklist, start switches off.
Sorry, can you repeat the frequency again, and was that flight level 240?
Diff pressure 3.0 climbing. Set. Now release the cabin crew. There we are. Standard set, passing 7.3 for flight level 180 after takeoff checklist complete. Yeah, 8 seat lap. It varies so much. Like, this guy's, my volume is set to, I've turned it right down now. It's on 1, it was on 3. Thanks Luke, who's representing Schiphol Delivery tonight. Direct R-tip, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Why do they always give me points that are not on my flight plan? Did you say R-tip? Nope. Was it R-sin? Was R-sin? 120375, and just confirm that was direct to RSIN, Alpha Romeo Sierra India November.
I confirm, thank you.
Bye. Right, let's get that executed first. Right, LNAV available. Now we're going to do the pre-cruise checks. His frequency was 120375. All going on at once. There we go. Let's do the post-cruise checks first. Fuel, we've got 4 bumps. Lights coming off. AP's off. Pressurization 4.5. Still climbing and set. Seatbelts on. Recall. Monitoring 1-to-1.5. Happy days.
And just for information for you, there will be a climbing traffic on your 2 o'clock position, presently at flight level 31.
Need to get this mouse sorted. I will get it sorted. Radar, good evening, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, climbing flight level 180 direct to RSIN.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, hello radar contact, climb to flight level 320, report requested level.
Climb flight level 320, request flight level 380, Alpaca 87 Whiskey.
Thank you.
So set, PM would say 320 checked, and then we verify the pitch mode, which is VNAV. Aviator, is it worth to buy? Explain. Yes, it's my preferred desktop simulator. That's all I've used for the last year and a half. So, what's the time? What's sunset in Geneva? Oh, we're landing just after sunset now. I started the stream 15 minutes earlier. It had so many delays on the ground for pushback, and
400 direct air clear, Swiss 2330.
we were number like 6 or 7 for departure, so couldn't get away quickly. Thanks for subscribing, Grand Biscuit. Welcome aboard.
Negative.
Hayden, will you be switching straight to flights of 2020 or wait for the likes of vACCHUN, etc. to transfer? There's no doubt saying that when it gets released I'll be streaming it, but I think I'll use X-Plane 11 still as well.
Thank you.
Daniel Davids, do you have any plans to get a yoke? Nope, I can't go into too much detail, but I currently use a Logitech Extreme 3D joystick, but I am in discussion with a leading peripheral maker who are sending me a stick out next week, which I could talk about next month. Ghost Dog 688 ETA, yeah, thanks for helping someone else there. Yeah, should be landing soon. Well, soon, in around 24 minutes. Now, just bear in mind, my performance right now is pretty good. I'm getting 35 FPS. But when I get a little bit closer to Geneva, the Alps... Oh, I've turned this volume down again, guys, sorry. I do take a little bit of an FPS hit, and it's the ortho. I was discussing it with one of the guys earlier in Discord about it, and it's the zoom level 17 is taking a bit of a hit from my CPU when it gets loaded in.
40.
We'll see how we get on today. There's less clouds.
10.
Thank you very much, Rick. Cool videos for the Hungarian one Hungarian flight. Thank you very much, very kind sir. You're doing well. Flight 24. Do the wipers work on the bird? They do. I'll show you. There you go. Don't use them when the window's dry. Absolutely knackers the wiper. Only use it when it's wet. Daniel David is, I'm sorry for bugging you, but 737 MAX is popular across the world, and the WW MAX isn't that bad. Yeah, isn't that the someone made a dodgy copy of the MAX? I don't get involved in the politics. I just test the ZIBO mod, but I know there was a dodgy copy of the MAX going around. Is it called Walter White or something? I shouldn't be using that, so I've been told to inform many people.
Thank you. I will call you.
Totally, I forgot to turn on Vulkan up, so I wish I could use Vulkan, but the last version I used, Beta 6, I think they're on Beta 10 now, or Beta 9 I think I used, sorry. It broke everything for me, so I reverted to 1141. Because I was getting big benefits from Vulkan. The performance improvement was really good for me, but I had to revert
50, 40,
to 1141.
30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Dante Nicotera, for the $20 donation. Very kind of you. Thanks to the awesome content. I hope you and Mariana are well. Won't be joining today as a result of being scared of my first time with European ATC on vACC poll, but we'll try to join on the next US leg. Well, thank you very much, Dante, for your kind donation. Yeah, I mean, there are some differences. You see, when I go to the US, that I try and explain the differences. There are some, and sometimes it throws me. But yeah, if you keep an eye on the vACCHUN, there's obviously very good coverage in Europe. Find a nice sector between two well-manned airports, and you'll be completely fine. And Dante, tomorrow, I haven't 100% confirmed, but I hope to stream tomorrow in the afternoon in the UK, so that's UK time in Eastern US, in the morning, sorry. There's an event on vACCHUN in Portland, so I'm thinking we're doing San Francisco to Portland, so feel free to join me if I do end up streaming that. And guys, don't forget, if you're here, to subscribe, push that bell notification, so when I post a stream, you'll be told about it. And I'll be doing that mid-afternoon time, at around 20 hours or so. But again, I haven't confirmed if I'm going to do that one yet. So at the moment, I'm only streaming on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Fiend Negian, what is your favourite crisps cap? Direct to... Can you confirm or spell the point, please? Outback 87 Whiskey. Drown Outback 87 Whiskey, thank you. Right next to me is literally the smallest shortcut ever. That's why I couldn't find it. Well, we'll take it for what it's worth. I was thinking of Tango Romeo Alpha, that's what I heard. There we are. LNAV available, LNAV's engaged.
1228, this is 2330, thank you, bye-bye.
There we go, turned the volume down slightly so I can hear ATC a little clearer. Yeah, Andrew, what kind of shortcut is that? we'll take it. But typically we're a shortcut. Yeah, I'm looking on page 2 of the legs, or at the bottom of legs 1 usually. Sorry, see, what is your favourite crisps, Captain? Salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar. Mariana doesn't like it when I get salt and vinegar. She's a really salty girl. Daniel, there's no use going crazy. It's still a decent plane. I don't know what you're on about. Oh yeah, that naughty, the illegal yeah, don't use that version. I know there was some things changed which should have been. Lynx Venom 8, Vulcan not working on 1050 Ti. Do you know how to fix it? I know Vulcan is in beta and there's a few things not working with it, but I just noticed you're a member. Did you sign on a member today? I can't remember, quite recently. Get yourself a Discord. There's plenty of people there who are far more knowledgeable. They help me more than I can help them. We're answering so many questions and stuff, but someone will sort you out there. But yeah, if you are a member and you haven't been able to join a Discord, because there's a difference between the amount of members I have and the amount of people in Discord of around 3 dozen or so, and I'm trying to always get people in there. Always feel free to contact me. I'll try and get you in there. Otherwise, go on Google, type in Discord YouTube synchronization, and that will get you invited. Salt and vinegar is awesome, especially Lays. Oh yeah, Lays. We call them walkers here, Fiend, in the UK. Avid Aviator, what do you think about Germany buying stakes in Lufthansa? I think, yeah, I mean, a lot of the state airlines are being supported by their respective governments. Whatever it takes, if it helps retain jobs in the industry, so be it. I think that's a good thing. There's not many comfortable people in the climb flight level 380, Alpaca 87 whiskey. There we are, 380 set. We can verify that we have 380 set on the FMC, on the MCP, on the overhead panel. Perfect. There's not many comfortable people in the entire leisure industry. If you fly a plane, work on a plane, involved working with a plane, if you own a bar, a hotel, it's just the world has changed. I mean, it's so changed. Again, even Marion, I don't know what's going to happen, but we are very positive, and as you all should be as well. Tom Sankey, bank angle. Congratulations, Tom. You spotted it today. Well done. I purposely left that at 30,000 feet, as I do the majority of streams, to make sure that someone is on the board. What is it? Assad Gondor, guys, how do I go about putting the flight data sim livery in my CSL files? You don't need to do that, just download the CSL exclamation mark, so if I put this in here, and pop that folder in your plugins Xpilot CSL folder with the other aircraft. Put the Alpaca folder
Incoming off furlough and back to work driving buses on Monday, had a refresher drive today because I've not driven a bus for 9 weeks.
Very good.
I hope it's not too long before you're back on the flight deck.
Well, firstly, thank you very much to Freckles Aviation for the £1.50 donation. He said salt and vinegar illegal. That's my favourite, so legal in my case. And thank you very much, Andy M71, one of my members, for a generous £10 donation. He says, I'm coming off furlough and back to work driving buses on Monday. Had a refresher drive today because I've not driven a bus for 9 weeks. I hope it's not long before you're back on the flight day. Well, thank you very much, Andy M71. Hopefully you get back to work. Keep yourself safe up there, man. You know, I hope you're going to wear a mask or a shield of some sorts up there, like with many of the frontline workers exposing themselves. You take it steady. And yeah, I was thankfully in the sim about 3 weeks ago, just for my 90-day currency sim, which was nice. And hopefully in a month's time or so, we'll be back flying. And thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you very much, Captain Lazy, for the £5 donation. Hi, Captain. Love your streams. Any chance of an updated and in-depth startup procedure? 122.8 Alpaca 87 whiskey. Thanks to the ATC. Bye.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Charlie, switch to Unicom 1278, bye-bye.
There we are, so we're on to Unicom. Very good. Sorry I got diverted there, Captain Lazy. Any chance of an updated in-depth starter procedure for the ZIBO mod to get me going? Well, Captain
50,
Lazy,
40,
thank you for your
30,
kind words of donation.
20,
If you take a
10.
look at my cold and dark tutorial, it really doesn't need updating. Nothing's changed. The procedure is exactly the same every single time, and that should get you started, Captain Lazy. In fact, I'll jump and get a link for you. It's one of my most popular videos, I think. Yes, it's got 200,000 views. I'll copy that. Share. I don't know if you've seen it. You might have seen it. This might be the one that you're referring to, but this is the most detailed, in-depth tutorial I have. It covers every aspect of the setup, from cold and dark to engine start. We include the briefings, the performance calculations, everything you need to know to get the mod up and running and ready for taxi, essentially. So there you go. And thank you very much for your donation. That's very kind of you, Captain Lazy. Not a username I aspire to use. Perfect. Nearly at our cruise level. You're welcome, Captain Daisy. Perfect. Strange. I have a Streamlabs app on my iPad, which I can use to control things, but it's just crashed. There we are. That's better. Reset the app. Brett, quiz today, Captain. No, plan to do one on Sunday stream, which I haven't decided where we're going. Tough Bob, how is the ortho scenery in the level D sim? Tough Bob, the scenery in a full motion level D sim is nothing to really behold, far better in a desktop simulator, and that's because we spent, I'd say, 98% of the time in the level D sim in IMC.
40,
it's a procedure,
30,
it's a training device,
20,
so you know
10.
the certain airports which have kind of like high quality graphics and stuff, they do look good and stuff. So if we're flying into one of those airports, for example, we have Manchester, I think we have Gatwick, that looks really clear. You fly into that and it looks fine, but otherwise, looking out the window, not much to see. Thank you very much, Flight Deck to Jim, for another £2 donation. He says, Mariana, ready salted 2, salt and vinegar, yuck, let's go. Just kidding. I think it takes a little bit more persuasion to be able to to woo Mariana. Shoving a bag of crisps in her face ain't gonna do it. Oh dear, thanks very much to whoever you are. Oh god. Freckles over here. Adam Bailey, prawn cocktail for me. Oh, I'm a bit love and hate with that. Sorry for that crunking, it's my bottle of water. Yes. 2 seconds, guys, I'm just going to drink some water. Perfect. There we are. I'm sure you didn't want to hear me gulping away on some H2O. Vico says enjoy it, we heard the bottle opening. Ah, dear. Adam, are you streaming tomorrow? Perhaps, as I mentioned, Portland, San Francisco, Portland. I need to download all the ortho for that area. And again, that's not decided. And Sunday, we'll be streaming somewhere. Again, I've not decided where we're going. And Sunday stream, as I said, guys, Sunday streams will be the quiz, a weekly quiz, and a giveaway of some sorts. As the current member is Martin. His place is up for grabs. He's the 3rd quiz champion we've ever had. I think we had Martin before that, Oliver Blake before that, X-Tesseract. Why did your brain remember things like that? You know, I'm sure I'm using up a lot of my brain cells wasting a lot of my brain cells having to remember that. Top of Climb sponsor. Yeah, where Anthony usually does that, but I think he's had to go off because at work. Ooh, Stephen Jenkinson, port scratchings. Yes, from me. Mariana's gonna go cross-eyed. she hates it when I get my port scratchings. Do you want to have a look at the exterior model? Again, I'm getting a lot of this rain up at 38,000 feet like I did last time. Very unrealistic. My FPS has gone up now. It was better than it was this morning. I put that little utility plug-in in, 3FPSJ or whatever it's called. It certainly helps me a little bit. The hangar part over the Bondies. What a pretty route this is. Yeah, really nice. We're going to be going along the northern mountain line of the Alps. Overhead Zurich as well. We'll get some nice ortho soon for sure. Livery does lack alpacas. Yeah, we do need to find somewhere to paint an alpaca on it. Otherwise, it is pretty funky. It's so funky that I'm going to do this. Why is it not turning off? Oh no! That's really annoying. There we go. I pressed the off button on my iPad, but it didn't work. Yeah, let's show you where we are. Perfect. So yeah, we're heading off. We're going to go right over Salzburg, Zurich, and then there's Geneva here as well. Yeah, it's been doing this recently. A lot of this rain at 38,000 feet. I have no idea why. If anyone could tell me how to fix it as well, that would be a great help. Echo Delta Mike Centre's online. Yep, looks like it is. How many arrivals into Geneva, guys? Is it going to be holding likely? Oh yeah, it looks like I can see aircraft holding already. So just bear in mind, our reserve's 2.6. We're arriving with 3.4. So that's 800 kilos extra, so only 20 minutes or so actually. I was hoping to have a little bit more. We can commit to Geneva, but we'll have to see what happens. Kick my cat, you could turn off window rain effect. I think I will, because it's not even forecast to rain today. It just means when it is raining, you don't see anything, unfortunately. The ski effects, as I've mentioned before in the last few streams, are just completely broken. And it's a great shame, because I remember streaming with those ski effects in rain, and it was so awesome. Such a great shame it's not working. Thank you very much, Adam has just joined us a member. Welcome on board, sir. Glad you enjoyed the content. You'll get all the exclusive members-only content. To our Discord, enjoy your custom emojis in chat as well. Thank you very much. If I can remember how to turn it off, configure. It is under visual effects, isn't it? There we go. Let's turn it off. That's better. Not forecast to rain anywhere today. Universe reserves is alternate plus final reserve. That's it. You've got it. Captain Watson, hello, I'm late. What is your ETA to your destination? I expect perhaps a delay with the vACCHUN event going there, but at the moment 1925 Zulu. Chasing the sun, which is setting ahead of us. If we're in Concorde, the sun would be going up, not down. Fly off to McCoy's Mighty Rich Cut Roast Chicken, my favourite, but they pulled from their meaty pack. Ow. I'm not a fan of meat flavoured crisps. Hardest part about flight training, BX7 iOS, the instrument rating, taking the IR test, that was pretty tough. Do you change the ACC height in the second takeoff page, acceleration height? Matteo, nope, we leave that blank at operator. Thank you very much, Christian File, for the £10 donation. Very kind of you, sir. Hope you're doing well. And you've certainly donated before. It was very, very kind of you. 2 tons of love, still planning Concorde at 50k subs. Yeah, if that's the plan. Maybe 45k, which we're coming up too soon.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
North 15 into some 45k for Concorde. We'll see. I bought it. It's in my hangar. I fired it up once. It worked okay. I'm really surprised. I don't know what I've changed, but I was earlier getting 22, 25 FPS. It's now 33. I think this little utility, 3J FPS, it certainly helps. It does something. It changes settings, but it's running okay for now. Camera Turner, my first ever live stream. Awesome. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard, sir. Kuresh Jalali, I'm currently on my way to Amsterdam. I hope you have a good landing, and remember, only butter counts. You got a Kuresh. I try my best. Oh yeah, last stream in the IXCG, first landing, lovely. Butter, second landing, 450 feet per minute on the touchdown zone. Boom. The wingtips touch the runway. But I had to. Southampton, very short runway. That is a useful excuse. 2 tons of love, Concorde and vACCHUN, you would be blowing through frequency sectors way too quickly for vACCHUN to keep up. I think on the initial flight, 2 tons of love, I'd go offline for that. Universe, too many plugins utilities can affect FPS. I don't have that many. I have no texture changes apart from Active Sky. I have the bare minimum, really. But I better put in the plugin section that, because I haven't actually credited the Maker 3J FPS. I'll put that in my plugins section on the next stream. Alpaca Concorde 01. That actually, we better call it Alpaca Concorde. I don't want to be just Alpaca 01. I think Alpaca Concorde is a cool sign. Kieran Harvey, if you hit your reserves, can you make a decision to commit to destination, or do you have to go to alternate? Yes, Kieran, you can. It's called diverting to destination. You can use your alternate fuel, but you have to be pretty certain that you can make a landing. So an airport perhaps with multiple runways, an easier decision. But it depends what the delay is. You can't just say yes or no. There's so many factors. Whether is the runway blocked.
Just a quick thanks to both you and Mariana for making us feel so welcome in your Discord home, and for all the education you provide on your streams.
Oh, well, Bill Judas Fullerton, one of my members, thank you very much again for your continued support and donation. Very kind. And again, saying just a quick thanks to both you and Mariana for making us feel so welcome in your Discord home, and for all the education you provide on your streams. So that's very, very kind of you. I have to admit, Mariana, you know, she's been very popular there as well. The homekeeping she's been doing, the cleaning, and she genuinely enjoys it, guys. And she's often, huh? Cleaning? I didn't say cleaning. Housekeeping. I'll play it back later. She's been very helpful, helping me run it, making sure you're all behaving yourselves. She's certainly brought a nice element to it. And she's, if you message her, she's often keeping me posted, 'cause I'm so busy at the moment preparing streams and testing things. But if you message her and want to get a message across to me, you know I'm very approachable. In fact, I think one of the members even messaged Mariana, said, I messaged Flight Deck to Sim a few days ago, is he ignoring me? And I was like, oh no, of course I'm not ignoring you, I've been so busy, so don't worry about it. But very, very kind. Hey Captain, your traffic is off. No, it's all on, look. You can see, look, TFC. Off, on, all good. But very, very, I said cleaning, did I? I said in my head housekeeping. Thank you anyway, William Fullerton. Very, very kind of you, sir. Yeah, I just checked. You said cleaning. Oh, said cleaning. Rip. I'm in trouble. Shed for me tonight then. Universe Captain, how big is your custom scenery folder? Pretty large. Patrick, hi Captain. Nice that you're flying to Geneva. Thank you very much. We have been here before, but in a light aircraft. We did a Geneva, Courchevel, Geneva. The first time in anything like this. Oh, it's raining here, unfortunately. See, my FPS is slightly going down. But it does look very, very nice out there. Just jumped out the airplane. Cool. Top of descent is 271 miles away, 58, so another 30 minutes in the cruise at least. Flight data clean. Hazard, do you support a football team? If so, who? I'm not a massive football fan. I only really watch the kind of the major competitions. So, Champions League, I watch kind of semi-final, final, Euros and World Cup. But I do support Chelsea. Again, I don't want to offend any footballers. I know how important football is to a lot of people, but I don't really follow, and it wouldn't make too much difference if Chelsea won or lost. I like football though. Don't get me wrong. And I used to play a lot of football 10 years ago. A lot of it with my mates and stuff, but not really a big follower of it. Stoke City. Got a good friend of mine who supports Stoke, Adam. Yeah, like I said, listed Chelsea. Well. Like I said, it doesn't make much difference to me, but I know that will take a lot. Look at the people. No. The football team's available. Exactly, Infinite Flight Deck. You've got it. Now 15 is, are you a real partner? She's actually walked off. I think she could be genuinely mad with me. No, she's kind of kidding. Affidavit just literally about to donate. Oh my god, what have you actually bought up?
Crisps. I blame everyone.
I'm not going to eat crisps on streaming. They're going to.
Me, not for you.
Oh, they're just.
And Jack's got a treat.
Oh yeah, Jack's got a treat. No crisps. I'm not going to munch crisps on while streaming. They're just going to hear crisp noises. Yeah, don't leave that there. That's just rude. That's just mean. Okay. Hi, buddy. You okay? Yeah, I don't have any treats. Oh, what are you doing, man? Is this a new 3.42 ZIBO version, says Lucas? Yes, this is the latest public version, 3.42.3. All working okay. The only issue is, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, is flaps and drag. It's a little bit too much drag going on with the flaps at the moment. I know there was changes made to that around a month ago. Clean, where you're going to be flying it most of the time, it's fine. The drag model's perfect, so it's descending, clean, no problem. So you're starting your flaps out, too much drag at the moment. As I mentioned last time in the mods, most of you guys won't notice, but there's too much thrust. For example, flap 30 around 60 tons. On a 3-degree ILS, you're looking at around 57% Ed1 at 60 tons, flap 40 about 62. It's about 10-15% more than that at the moment. In fact, I think we went flat 40 when we did the stream into St. Martin a couple of weeks ago. I had to go flat 30. It was just too much drag. It was around 75% N1, which is enough to get you around. You know, if you're super light, 75% on, it would be enough thrust to get you around. Yeah, William Edward, you're overpowered. Yeah, when we tried to land on the aircraft carrier as an encore. Alex, PMDG 737-800 or the ZIBO mod 737-800? The fact I've switched to Explain 11 and used the ZIBO mod probably says enough, but not discrediting the PMDG, it is brilliant. Very well modelled. In a way, I do miss using it, but I'm not going to install Prepared and the plethora of things you need to make it look as good as Explain 11, and it just doesn't feel the same. For me, Explain 11, the way it handles, it's what's important to me in a desktop simulator, and for me, you've seen it in the replays when you look at the behaviour of the aircraft during the flare, and how the you know, your just the way, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but the lift is simulated far more realistically when you add G-force to the aircraft, and the secondary effects of your roll. So, for example, if I
50,
demonstrate
40,
here, use a bit of rudder look,
30,
don't do this at 38,000 feet, if I use a little
10.
bit of right rudder here, see how it rolls now, and that behaviour is very realistic. This is just rudder. The rudder in the level D, like this, it behaves in a very similar way. Obviously, it's not certified as an accurate level D simulator or anything like that, but the behaviour of the aircraft is very, very realistic. Thank you very much, Tom Pasco, another one of my very loyal members. Thank you very much for the $5 donation. Better use this to get dinner tonight for the shed. It's going to be a long night, I think. Thank you very much, Tom Pasco. Yes, I'm going to have to get down to the local supermarket, get a ready meal, back it in the microwave, and go and sit out in the shed. At least it's warm enough. Right, so I might have a few FPS issues. This is just my setup. You can see it's down to 1920, so it's bottoming out here, and it's just loading in that zoom level 17 ortho for me. I'm having serious consideration to changing it to zoom level 16. And as an experiment, if I do stream tomorrow, I'm going to use zoom level 16 ortho, same aircraft, and see if I get these spikes as the ortho's loaded in. I'm 99.9% sure, looking online, with these symptoms, that's the issue. But it's very occasional, and it stabilises around 27. As long as it's not like that on the approach, will be grand. Or we go to Vulcan. So hopefully they'll get Vulcan out soon. Listen, it hit W if FPS drops too far. What does that do? Push you in that view. Really? What even is that? Seems about the same. But yeah, it stabilises eventually, and it's running at around... What is it? It's all stabilised. It's hitting around 30, which is acceptable. I think the ZIBO mod's a little heavy on the frames at the moment. I mentioned it to him today. He's going to investigate and look into it. I just compared to some of the aircraft I have, and it seemed to be a little bit lower than the others, which never used to be the case. Can we see outside, Solar Hawk 7? Of course you can. I'll show you where we are in the virtual world as well before we do that. There we are. So we're just north of Salzburg. In fact, if we look out the window... Oh, God damn, raining. It's nestled in there somewhere. Obviously, because it's getting close to sunset, you can't really clearly see the Alps, but yeah, looking very nice. Zoom out a little bit too far, it spins around too fast. Yeah, Salzburg just to the
50,
left there.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Superb. Thank you very much to whoever that was. Thank you, Kurosh Jalali, for the $2 donation. Very kind of you, sir. We will see alpacas in the Cross the Land event. Well, thank you very much. Is that sort of like cross the pond, which we did, but across the land, I can only imagine. Yeah, I guess if I'm off, we could do one of those epic long live streams again, which nearly killed me. Yeah, well, I always keep an eye on... A lot of my streams are based around vACCHUN events. In fact, I'd say 90% of them are, so we'll definitely keep a look at that. Right, someone's asking me to contact them. EDMM Centre on 13255. Let's have a look at that. There we go.
Ja, sorry, ich bin da recht busy. Ich habe da 50 Maschinen und bin nach Genf reingegangen.
Sounds German.
Ich kann da keinen Service anbieten. Du kannst aber gerne den Bremen-Sektor rufen. 123.
Schnell, schnell!
Okay, danke dir. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.
Servus.
I believe it's Munich. Okay. Oh, München, yes.
Contact to Mike Charlie, hello, identified.
München radar, good day. Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Maintaining flight level 380, inbound to Atlol. Lol.
Okay, block 2 stations.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Servus, identified.
Perfect.
Okay, Deputy Union Airport 23825, level 340 inbound to Veronica.
Aeroflot 2382, hello, identified.
BX7 iOS, when is your next flight to Norway taking place? No doubt we'll visit again soon. I've got a lot of scenery there and a few airports I bought for the 727 stream I want to go visit again. So Tromsø, Oslo I haven't been to in a while as well. I need to get the new Copenhagen Fly Tampa scenery as well, so we need to go, need to go there as well. Comes you speak German? No.
Wait to decimal 05, Alpha Bye.
Lister, say service to Munich when leaving them. What does that mean? Isn't that a character from Harry Potter? Service is a general friendly way of meeting someone, or greeting someone, or saying goodbye. Okay. How do you pronounce that? You know I can't pronounce words. No, not Severus. I was joking. I quite like Harry Potter films. Read all the books. What's really cool, the Harry Potter books, Harry, Hermione and Ron, they're the same age as Mary and I. Like, so when we were growing up, when the books came out, when they were in their respective years, we were in their respective years as well. List them in yet. I'm not even going to try it.
127725, goodbye.
Flight sim check, hi Captain, I see you're working hard again. Yeah, the desktop simulator it is. I haven't done a day's work in a while though.
Motion for Tango, same for you, Langen 127.
Lucas Castle, are you having like glare shield panel graphics problems? For me it's like the screens are broken. Looks good to me. No issues over here.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much. Real Danish Danish coming back for the $5 donation, thank you. Do you use CPDLC? What do you think about the future of pilot and ATC communications, and do you think text-based comm will be safer? So yes, CPDLC, controller pilot, data link communications. It's a text messaging service basically, guys, so you can communicate through ATC. Prior to coronavirus and COVID-19, this is all being rolled out over Europe and it was being used. Right now, I don't think there's much need for it, obviously, because the airspace capacity is nowhere near pre-COVID-19 levels, but it is the future, and yeah, I mean, it's an effective way of reducing the voice communications on the radios, because the issue was that it's very difficult to communicate with ATC on a very busy frequency. I mean, I've flown several sectors in Europe, and sometimes at peak times you cannot get in there. London especially, London was so busy, and if there's any disruption like thunderstorms or delays, it is very difficult for them to get your communication across. So yes, CPDLC will certainly help. Thanks for the donation, man. Adam, how much time does it take to be invited to the Discord server? May I ask you to be very patient? I will manually sync the server after the stream, but it typically, I think it syncs every hour. And again, if you're not on by the end of the day, drop me a PM on social media. I'll try and get you sorted. Type in YouTube, Google synchronization, and that will get you set up, making sure you followed all the steps. Well, almost lovely Ortho. It's incredibly cloudy around here. Just about to see the mountains there. Never mind. YouTube Google synchronization. Sorry, YouTube Discord synchronization. Sorry, I looked that up on Google. I'm losing the plot.
It seems like you have been disconnected from the server, but you're now back again here.
And there is Munich. Fiend sounds like he listens to classical music, but in reality he listens to mumble rap. I don't mind a bit of classic music. I've got some classic music on my Spotify playlist. Say again. I listen occasionally to rap. Very occasionally. What? Say it. Go on, Mariana. Sing it. Sing it. She's going to sing some rap. What did you say? It's got a swear, is it? Yeah, best not. We're a clean stream. James MP, what a random question. Do you like chorizo? Yes. Oh dear. Abdullah Frey Arif, where's Geneva? Geneva's in Switzerland, sir.
Shadow 1, cutting northwest radar 128, decimal 05, goodbye.
Oh, 345 now. I want to hear flight next to him rapping. No chance. I'd far rather reveal my full face than rap. As I said, for a lateral offset runway, which altitude do you typically disconnect at? Again, it depends on the day, you know. you can technically fly this aircraft unless you're doing an auto land, but the minimum usage height for the 737 is 158 feet, so you can fly down as low as that before disconnecting, even past minimums. But if you're flying a kind of an offset approach, you want to get lined up on the sense line. Yeah, depending on the weather, the conditions, typically I'd say 500 to 1,000 feet above the aerodrome level. It varies. You can hand fly the approach if you wish, but if it's challenging conditions, probably maximise use of the automation.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Charlie on frequency, cruising at flight level 240.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Charlie, hello, sir, identified.
Cool. Matthew, have you guys seen Flights of 2020 episode 8? The IFL one, yeah, I watched that last night, looks pretty good. G Grant, hi Captain, I've been offered a gliding scholarship and was wondering if it is worth my while and if you'd advise it. Thanks G Grant, congratulations, absolutely, go for it. If I was, I don't know how old you are, what position you're in, but any sort of scholarship or grant, you're a lucky man, take it. Good luck to you, enjoy gliding. My first ever type of flying was gliding, and I used to get gliding lessons in exchange for working, so instead of paying me a wage, they used to give me a gliding lesson at the end of the day, and it was brilliant, loved it. Ladish Danish, thanks for the $5 donation again. Following on from my previous question, how do you feel about the feature of CPDLC where the controller sends a direct to command when it sends directly to FMC? Well, thanks again for your donation. I mean, how do you feel about the feature? I mean, that's what it's all about, CPDLC. I mean, they issue the command through the FMC. So, example, you know, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, it'll ping us. It'll say FMC, and then we'll get a message. And if I go Alpaca 87 Whiskey route direct to Ravid, you can just say confirm and then make the command. I mean, that's fine. If there's any confusion over the clearance, so if you're not sure, just call him up on the radio. You've tuned the frequency, just go, okay, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, just confirm direct to, you know, wherever. Ravid, yeah, confirm, perfect, done. So that's it. Explanation anyway. Goat, why won't you fly other planes? Goat, my last 4 streams, I think only half the aircraft I've been in is the 737 ZIBO mod. Generally, I'd say 80% fly ZIBO, 20% other aircraft. Last stream was the IXEG, then ZIBO, then before that we flew the MD-80, we've flown the Airbus A319, we've flown DC-3s, we've flown Cessnas, we've flown Robins, you know, all sorts really. I'm thinking of something on Sunday, doing something different, because tomorrow I'll probably take the ZIBO mod again, San Francisco to Portland, but then on Sunday I might do a different aircraft. How many likes we got? Thanks, Nightbot. Looking for 481 today.
Correndo 9113, you're clear of traffic. Continue now, level 340, correction 280.
346. It's pitiful. There's 511 of you watching. Guys, you know what to do. That's it. Yeah, just seen 3 there. Excellent. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe. Keep up to date with the latest content. Nightbot's giving you plenty of facts today. You've got to reward it by giving him a like. If anyone asks you tomorrow what's the height of Mont Blanc, you'll be able to answer them. You never know. Joe Drayson was stuffing his face. I was hoping no one noticed. I just had a little nibble on a mini roll, chocolate roll. Marion literally planted it in front of me, and I'm gonna finish it.
You can't stop. Like,
it doesn't.
Food in front of you. You have to eat.
It doesn't crunch. I hope you can't hear it.
You've got chocolate all over you.
Love that. I muted it for your benefit. Cool. Look at that. Ah, how do I get rid of this? That's so annoying. I'm gonna have to stick in the flight deck, guys.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, go ahead.
I'm really curious how many aircraft have been departing out of Budapest into Geneva. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm streaming at the moment, so that might be why. I don't know. Can you see how many there are?
Well, there's been a lot. I have maybe 15, 20 already through my airspace.
Oh, I hope it's keeping the workload down for you, but yeah, they generally have a few people tagging along.
Yeah, for me it's okay, but as far as I can see, the airspace in Switzerland is really crowded and Geneva is already at the maximum, so yeah, should be quite funny for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the heads up. That's awesome. So yeah, it could be very busy. 15 to 20 departures from Hungary.
Arena Servus, Austrian 75, passing flight 7120 for 190.
In-flight refueling, is that an option?
Austrian 75, have echoes got identified, climb 300, direct on text.
We have that though. Sometimes when it's very quiet, you can have a brief conversation with the controller. Guys, excuse me. If I look up, it fixes my FPS issue. There we go. Yeah, I remember having a conversation with the controller once because it was very quiet. The only aircraft on the sector. In fact, we were running very late. We got a shortcut to a direct 10-mile final from about 300 miles away, which is coordinated with London. And he was talking about, I think it was CPDLC in fact, and stuff, but yeah, he was just obviously quite curious.
To climb flight level 350 if possible.
Yeah, fine with me, climb 350.
Climb flight level 350 on eine Papa-Volume.
Yeah, interesting. Oh my goodness me, look at all the aircraft going to Geneva as well. Oh, there's quite a lot of aircraft going to Zurich, it looks like. Looks like they're coordinating well though. I can see 3 aircraft on final.
Climbing flight level 240, Lufthansa 86 levels. Alpaca 87 Whiskey, contact now Swiss 128050. Have a nice evening in Geneva. See you next time.
128050. Thanks for the heads up and thanks to the ATC. Severus, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. I said Severus to the service, but hopefully he understood. I think it did. It sound like service. I was instructed to do that. 128050.
Radar 128050. Good luck with the approach. Bye bye.
There we go. Could be busy here, guys. See if I think someone might have checked in before us. Swiss radar, good evening, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Maintaining flight level 380 inbound to Ravid, or Raved.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Swiss radar identified. Expect to cross Bernot, flight level 250, report array for descent.
Expect Bernot 250, standby, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Flight level 250 Bernot. So 291 at the moment, slash 250 below. Executes. So still a while, look, we've got about 80 miles from top of descent, so that's a perfect time to start setting up. Turn this guy down, he's very loud.
Report array for descent.
Perfect. Right, so let's have a look here. That restrictions put us obviously closer to top of descent because we're descending perhaps 10 miles sooner. Okay, so let's get here to charts.
Alpaca 1, zone alpha, contact Swiss radar 3128.9, goodbye.
So, hand over control to Marionette.
For Alpaca 1, San Alpha.
And
Abram 128.9.
Your controls, thank you very much. Very immersive and realistic. Right, set page, we'll leave 240 below 100. Let's put the winds in 310, 200, and 100. And we've got 031 at 42. 200 is 024 at 26. I hope I've got enough fuel. I only put in a smidgen extra. I know these vACCHUN events could be... You just don't know. I've been to vACCHUN events and it's been quite straight in. I've been to vACCHUN events and I've been holding for an hour. I've been to a vACCHUN event and it was a 2.5 hour delay. I had to log off vACCHUN, so we'll see. hopefully get an estimated approach time or something along those lines. I'm just going to get the ATIS now from Geneva. I'm not going to tune it because it does take me off the frequency. I will write the messages here. So here's the ATIS. So Geneva ATIS, Kilo, runway 04 in use. Approach transition level is 80. Met report Geneva at time 1820. Surface wind 0230 degrees, 12 knots, cav OK. Temperature is 19, dew point 4, QNH is 1018. Advise initial contact, aircraft type, and you have it. Received information, Kilo. So 1018.
Italia 11 Yankees with radar house at clock 6765. 6765.
There we go. Fixed wings for runway 04 /10 /4. We're 38,000 feet, so 4812 /114. So that's 3 times our height. So you can see there it is, approaching top of descent. So the arrival we're expecting is a Benot 1 Papa. So we got here arrival, Benot 1 Papa. Approach ILS 04.
Report your next waypoint.
Airport. Let's take that one, and then parking stands. So expecting the Benot 1 Papa, which takes us to the south. There is a second arrival which goes via Kerad to the north. We'll confirm with ATC after Benot.
A little bit different. Make it right heading to zone 0 so I can descend you.
So we've got Benot there, at or below flight level 250 as requested by ATC. But not cleared yet, he just said expect it, so we need to leave 250. That's one of the differences between the US and Europe. So from Benot, we're going to go to Nemos, which is initial approach fix, then to Vadar, then to GG512, max 250 knots below, at or below flight level 150, checks in the FMC. Bivlo, Pitom, GG502, and then we have to maintain a heading. What I've done is just route direct to Indus. Now we'll leave the full arrival in here. It looks pretty busy in Geneva, so I don't expect any shortcut. You know how I sometimes modify the FMC to work out my track miles, but it looks very busy there. We might have to just stay on this heading until we get turned on to final 04. If not, we've got multiple hold points there. We've confirmed the routing's otherwise correct. Be very wary of the terrain, obviously, to the south. Look, there's a high point there, 12,000, 13,000 feet. So very important to comply with any restrictions in the FMC and with ATC. We'll get vectored onto the ILS or the transition via Golf 502. Here comes the ILS frequency, so 110.9. Oh yeah, someone's talking about textures being a bit off. They do look a bit funny here. Interesting. I don't know if that's the ZIBO model or settings. It does look a little bit glitchy, but it's okay. 110.9. We'll pop on Geneva on standby 1575. Superb. That's all set. High elevation airfield, 1,400 feet. Minimums, I think it's just going to be 200 AGL, standard minimums here. They are, minimums 1611, RVR required 550.
Swiss 225, Swiss radar how identified. Continue to descend flight level 100. Expect ILS approach 14.
14 is going to Zurich, I think. So 1611 is now set for the minimums. So yeah, intercept the ILS at Belka, 14 miles at 6,000 feet down, a 3-degree ILS. Checks in the FMC, hopefully. There we are, 3 degrees code in the FMC.
50,
passing the Paz 0 at 3,210
30,
feet. That checks as well down
20,
to the runway point as well.
10.
Thank you very much, Timothy Waters, for the £10 donation. He says, Waters here, Fullerton Smith and Waters. Try not to scratch the paintwork. I haven't sent the funds yet. It's not ours till we reach the UK. Thank you very much, Tim, for your continued support and donation. We'll try our best to get back to you in one piece with no scratches. Thank you very much, man. I hope you're doing very well in this glorious Friday evening. I hope you're outside after streaming your feet up and enjoying a beer. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Cool, so that's all good. You have to go around. Initial climb clearance is 7,000. Climb straight ahead on radio 044 from Geneva. Proceed to the SPR VOR and then cross 9.5 Geneva at 4,000 feet or above. Perfect. So nice, simple missed approach. Hopefully, I have to do that. And then landing performance. Then nice long runway here, 3,900 meters. There's a high-speed exit here at Bravo. We'll aim to do that. I think flat 30 order brake 1. I is sufficient here. That's around 3,000 meters. I mean, I can't. I mean, it's not designed to exit at Charlie. I could exit at Charlie. I'll ask him if we can exit Charlie, and I'm going to go flat 30 order brake 1. Plan though to vacate. No, I'm going to order brake 2. Plan Charlie. I'll ask him if I can vacate at Charlie. If not, we'll take the high speed at Bravo. Disengage the brakes. Imagine the performance is done because we've come close to stop and descent. It's not the cavalier attitude we take at work. But the beauty of a desktop simulator, I don't have to worry about going off the end of the runway because it's not going to hurt. So 61.9. Flat 30, order brake 2 as discussed. There we are. Nice supply list, very busy today. So we won't plan anything fancy. Otherwise we'll do some other stuff there. And we are approaching our top of descent point. Ooh, rip FPS.
Zone 5, Switzerland, hello. Expect to cross Ben on flight level 250, report to ready for descent.
Just holding in there. There we go. Cool.
Radar. Good evening, Alpaca 7 off Charlie. Flight level 240.
MSC, it's hard to keep up during an event. They talk very fast and might not have time to say again. Yeah, I mean, busy events like this, it can get quite busy. It's just trying to find more it's quieter and stuff. What I don't recommend is watching the stream or watching a stream. I've got Jim, John, now Charlie. Oh, I've got names for everyone here. Excuse me guys, whilst I stare at the overhead panel. Oh, it's been cancelled already. Rip for my PC. I can't wait till Vulcan comes out. And Alpaca 87 Whiskey, request descent for the restriction, please.
87 Whiskey, descent flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Perfect, so we'll set 250. We'll push out an event, I'll just start on our way at 1,000 feet per minute, and then I'll intercept the idle path descent to make that restriction 250 below at Bennett. Top of descent in chat, I almost forgot. You got it, Brett, thank you very much. BD Simmer, do we have a second leg? Nope, just a single sector sake. There may be more, it's the only one I knew of those as Tim. I think you're talking about the sectors. Just the one if you want. Look at that lovely sunset. I don't think we'll time this right. I think by the time we... You know what, actually? There might just be a bit of sun by the time we get into Geneva, as long as there's no delay. We just had a little bit late leaving Hungary because it was so busy. Dave Hagen, I can't connect to vACCHUN at Geneva without explaining crashing for some reason. So it's like an issue with your client. I think the aerosoft scenery is quite heavy on the frames as well. Lucas Castor, Captain, what have you done on the descent forecast and fixed page on the FMC? So the fixed pages, these are range rings 10 miles from the runway, 4 miles. This is for situation awareness, so you can see how far away you are. We'll have flap 1 by this point, gear down flat 15 no later than this. Atticos from the departures, you need to worry about that. Descent forecast page, I just have the winds and QNH. Yeah, I should put the ISO deviation in, it's going to be +5. I don't think it's... Is it model? Let's just put 5 degrees in here and see what happens. It's not modelled, you can see in the mod, so I don't bother. But again, it slightly affects temperature, slightly affects your descent rate. lovely sunset though, despite the fact I've got rain on my windscreen. AP Captain, when do you set courses for the ILS? If you're flying an aircraft like the 737, you can set it at any stage during the briefing because we're using the FMC to navigate. If you're on an older aircraft where you're having to navigate conventionally, you probably have to have courses and your navigator set something differently until you get onto the approach. But yeah, typically we brief for the approach 100 miles before top of descent. We'll get everything set up, the FMC loaded, frequencies, courses, the minimum set, and that's it. And now 15 in the sun might become a member of the future. I need those emojis. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I can have a T/D in text is more than sufficient, and but it's always we always have a good amount of guys on board there.
225, standby.
Thank you very much again, Cato, for your donation and for a couple of days ago. It's very, very kind. I'll say a couple of days ago on whatever day it was, Tuesday. Thanks for the $5. This top of descent is brought to you by Alpaca Nip, the best in-flight food for alpaca. Thank you very much. Check the cabin, they'll be on the back of the screens right now, that advert. We do push a lot of merchandise for our passengers.
50.
Oh no!
40. 30.
I just realised
20. 10.
Alpaca 87 whiskey, go ahead. I've just got chocolate in my chair.
50. 40. 30.
128.9 Alpaca 87 whiskey. Thanks to the ATC. Bye. This is a disaster. There's chocolate pushed into my. Oh no, my secret lab chair. It serves me right for eating on stream and getting chocolate down my top. Oh my goodness me, why are you not setting? I need a new mouse. I am absolutely distraught. Oh, that's on my shorts as well. How did I do that? Oh, thank you so much to whoever that was that donated as well. I was having a nightmare here. Danish for the $10, very kind. Flying to Geneva means one thing only. You are going to hide all of your illegal money Alpaca Airways has obtained for those sneaky, embezzling alpacas and all of Mariana's hard labour. Hashtag free Mariana. Thank you very much, Danish, for your kind donation. Yes, tax haven it is. Right, 1289. I'm so annoyed. Is there any on my shorts? Can you see anything? Oh, I'm devastated. Right, I should be really concentrating on the flying instead of concentrating about chocolate I got on my chair. Unbelievable. Need to turn up ATC now. Swiss radar, good evening. Alpaca 87 whiskey. Descending flight level 250 to be level at Benot.
Alpaca 87 whiskey, hello Benot, 1 November arrival 04, T-Sun, level 160.
Benot 1 November for 04, right, descend flight level 160, Alpaca 87 whiskey. Right, 88, 160. Benot 1 November, so it's a different arrival.
250 out of 295.
Guys,
Come on, Charlie, I'll call you back. Easy 27, contact arrival 131325.
So we need to select the other arrival first. It's pretty much the same, except it goes north of the airfield instead of south. So Benot 1 Lima. Execute, legs. It's going to do exactly the same as we did before. Get rid of the vector. Execute. What's up to my descent path? That makes sense, but I accidentally got rid of the Benot restriction. 250 below, even though we're nearly there. That's working exactly as it should. The VNAV descent path, and this is very, very good. Look, there we go. Because I put the new arrival in, it got rid of the Benot restriction. I've just punched it back in, and because it went to 1,000 feet per minute, it put us slightly high. But we've just about made the restriction, and now we're going to descend to this path. We've got a brief level segment here. So what VNAV should do is descend. It should level off, which it is, but we don't want that to happen. We push out at event just to do 1,000 feet per minute because we've been given further descent. So the mod works really well in VNAV now. ZIBO's worked so hard to make this work correctly. Cool. That's why I love this aircraft. It's one of the best modelled VNAVs on any desktop simulator. It is very, very, very realistic. Very good. Benot 1 November. Oh, I think it was on the same plate anyway. Yeah, it was. So Benot 1 November, look. Instead of going left, we're going to go straight on. Better not November, just make sure this is coded again correctly.
Subject to my
So
charge.
Nemos, Golf Golf 514 to Sovad, to Kerad, to Golf Golf 503, and instead of the vector I've just gone direct to Indus, so it's all coded correctly. There we are. So no advice of any delays yet. Oh, Burak, sorry I haven't seen you around, but Burak, if you're heading off, have a great evening, sir. Thanks for popping in as well. Later all, yeah, take care, buddy. Bank angle, Captain, very good. I always forget the bank angle to make sure one of you guys reminds me. You know how it is. Gonna turn up the old lighting in here. Look at that. Spectacular, isn't it? Look at that view. Oh.
Contact arrival 131325. 131325, many thanks, people.
269 at descent level 160.
Looks really good.
With radar, good evening. This is Papa Mike, passing sign level 115.
Adam said you want excuses. Adam, can you fly the 737-900ER? I'd be pretty confident taking the NG. I am type rated on the 300 to back series, but I haven't flown one. This makes me miss flying a lot, guys. I'm very fortunate to be able to call that my job, but I've missed that. Being able to look anything like that for a few months. Abyss, well, are you expecting a hold? Not yet. Been not advised of any delay. I was enjoying that view, even albeit virtual. There we are, now on our idle descent path to make the next restriction, which is to be at below flight level 150 at Golf 514. So talking about the idle path, it's actually struggling to maintain speed here, so I'm just adding thrust manually here. It's a little bit quick. The mod, one of the things, it doesn't represent, it's not so good at modelling thrust deterioration at higher altitude. That's to say that if you to add thrust at higher altitude, the engine spool up a little bit too quickly in the mod. It's a lot slower at higher altitude. It can be very, very dangerous if you're at the cruise at, say, flight level 380 and your speed gets low. If you close the thrust levers to idle and add then full power, it takes around 15-20 seconds for the engines to spool up to full power. It can be longer than that in some cases. So it's actually far more effective if you're in the cruise level and you overspeed, is to actually use the speed brake. Leave the autothrottle where it is. Don't take off too much thrust because your speed can deteriorate very quickly. There we are. It's just a little bit too much drag. It's just slowing down there. The real aircraft is pretty good at maintaining speed, but it can bleed off slightly like that on certain days. Right, anyway, there's Lake Geneva in all of its glory. This controller's a lot quieter than I thought he would be. Geneva's around here, looking beautiful. Why has it gone so quiet? That's really... I'm still on vACCHUN, yes.
Alpha Gate 7 Whiskey, contact arrival 1313.
50, 40,
The worst time,
30,
worst
20,
timing ever that was.
10.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, can you just confirm the frequency 131?
Jim has been taken down by Brummies. Tim Waters is in charge from now on.
Alpha Gate 7 Whiskey.
Yeah, could you just confirm the frequency 131?
325.
131 325 Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Thank you very much, sir. Bye bye.
Skyflyer.
There we go. 131 325. Thank you very much to Burak. Who are you? Just signing off, man. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. £25 donation. He says Jim has been taken down by Brummies. Tim Waters in charge from now on. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's probably taken out by. Oh, what's the Peaky Blinders? Yeah, the Peaky Blinders took him out. Thank you very much, Burak. Have a splendid evening, sir. Thank you very much for the continued support. Very kind of you. Very good. Geneva approach, good evening, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Descending flight level 160, inbound to Golf Golf 51 for information kilo.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Geneva arrival, good evening, descent flight level 130, speed 250.
Descend flight level 130, reduce speed 250 knots, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So 130 is set.
595, contact 5.
Why have we levelled off ZIBO? Levelled off for some reason.
Geneva approach, Tom Jet 2 Mod Charlie.
Interesting. Well, there's VNAV path, 1,000 feet per minute, and he hold on to. Need to update our target speed to 250 knots.
Flight level 130. 130, Tom Jet 2 Mod Charlie.
There we are. So it's going to do 1,000 feet per minute. I might have to use a bit of speed brake just to help it slow down as well.
Continue present heading.
Perfect.
Continue on present heading.
Set the final approach course track. Very good. A BX7 iOS. You spotted the last thing I checked. I even said in the briefing, don't forget your frequencies, courses are minimum. So you spotted that I forgot the courses, so 044.
And then set the ILS for 18.
Shadow 1, yeah.
You're going to get some weird things going on when you intercept.
Altitude of,
very good.
Mark say on 1.
Seatbelt signs on.
126.150.
126.150. Thanks for your help, Shadow 1.
Adam, how do you listen to 80% frequency at the same time, Flight Sim? You don't. You can't. In real life, the pilot monitoring will be getting the 80s, pilot flying will then take the radio. That's why in flight, I just get the text 80s on vACCHUN, because you can't go off frequency to copy the 80s. Well, you can, but it takes a lot more capacity to be able to listen to an 80s, record it, and listen out for your call sign. So speeds as requested by ATC, 250 knots for spacing. We're descending down to flight level 130. Profile's coming back quite nicely. Looks like they're catering all the arrivals quite nicely.
Left heading 215. And left 215, 1. Alpaca 87 Whiskey, descent flight level 100 and speed 230.
Descend flight level 100, roof speed 230 knots, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So 100 set, anyone wants 230 knots. So it's looking like it's getting busier. Execute. Remember, 2.6 is our alternate. We've made a little bit of fuel, so we've got 30 minutes of messing around here. Spoilers, yeah, very good. Giacomo Maddaleni and Matthias, very good. That's why desktop simulation is a little bit more difficult, because you haven't got that physical handle. That's my excuse anyway. Yeah, great guys. Yeah, well done Thomas and Freckles, utilising my new emoji.
Confirm you're holding over water.
Oh, someone's holding.
Negative, we are directing to Charlie Bravo 45. Space 69, copy that, descent to flight level 150.
And there is Geneva Airport. Wow, look at all the traffic down there. So I did this fix to ensure that Ortho 4XP worked with the airport, because by default it doesn't. And I have to give credit to a lot of the
87 Whiskey, turn right heading 020.
Right heading 020 degrees, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Now that is not in the right direction. This is a orbit. That's a 180 degree turn. Bye Geneva. I have to give credit to the scenery developers. A lot of them now realise a huge amount of users use Ortho 4XP. So Aerosoft, for example, they have a patch which you put into your Ortho 4XP patches folder. You then regenerate the tile, and it allows their scenery to overlay the Ortho 4XP, which is, it's nice that they do that. Fly Tampa are the one that do that. They have like another way of doing it. It takes a long time. It essentially edits the tile in a way to allow their scenery to sit on the Ortho 4XP. A lot of the sceneries just do it anyway, but sometimes there's a clash between the mesh of some sort. So it's cool. This one works really nicely. Alright, well, let's go back to Budapest. Yeah, you got it, BX7 iOS, you read my mind. So sometimes instead of holding, they just put you on a, let's go vertical speed here, by the way, 500 feet per minute. Instead of holding, they can just put you on delayed vector, as long as they don't forget about you. Remember what happened in Brittany the other day? to give you a rough idea of the traffic. There you go. Oh, that's so cool that they show you all this. Look at all the traffic here in Geneva. So that's me. They're spacing. Are they putting me behind this guy? Are they prioritising a Thompson? Tom 28 by Charlie. This guy's being turned his way well away. But otherwise, look, there's aircraft holding here as well. But now we are burning fuel. This is where you have to keep an eye on your reserves. The Avid Aviator, the ads your channel are running are Trump 2020. Are you joking?
Ew!
I'm sorry, there should be no ads at all on live streams. It's not set to have adverts on. After the streams finish, I always place 4 adverts. One at the quarter point, one at the halfway point, and one at the 3/4, which I hope you fully understand and appreciate. You know, it gets a little bit of revenue in from Google, but there should be none during the stream. Is that the Swiss Air? He's the one that's... He's been causing problems all day. Right heading 050 degrees, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So if you're going away from the airport, there's no point keeping a quick descent, you know. By doing a shallower descent, it's a little bit more efficient for the engines if you stay up a little bit higher. Adam, is the ATC considering the fuel you carry? That's not at all, Adam. It's your responsibility if you're flying an event to kind of take the extra fuel. Obviously, that issue isn't an issue in real life. But if you're perhaps flying into an airport that's very busy, the flight planning department know that. For example, when we fly to Barcelona, the main international airport, they by default at rush hour put on an additional 15 minutes of fuel on the flight plan for you, and then you can take any additional fuel on top of that as well. The captain is always the one who has the final decision how much fuel to take. What I'd recommend on busy vACCHUN events, minimum 30 minutes, which I'm obviously eating into now. Every minute we go in this direction is a minute of that extra fuel I took. Looking really nice though in Geneva. Should be in traffic there. Oh look, there's a few other aircraft following me in this sort of vectored hold. Can you see anyone? I can't.
1,000 to go.
Check. We can just land on 2-2, no problem, man.
369 descent flight level 100.
BX7 iOS, what does ETE stand for? Estimated time en route.
Delta Yankee turn left heading 220.
Well, let's do the post-cruise checks now as approach flight level 100. Fuel, 4 pumps, 4 tons on board. Remember, 2.6 is the point at which we need to really think about going to Zurich with no delay. AP's off, pressurization is set, seatbelts on. Recall, there we are, checks complete.
270, center flight level 130. 130, easy 27.
Altimeter says Ben Yarnold. No, we're still on standard, we're not in the US. Transition.
87 whiskey, turn right heading 220.
Right heading 220 degrees, Alpaca 87 Whiskey.
81 kilo Alpha, turn right heading 060, descent flight level 140. So it's 690, descent flight level 80.
Deep Space, what happened to the LED landing lights? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I reverted to or updated to this version of ZIBO MOD. I think it just switched to the conventional retracts. But pretty cool. We can deal with that. Oh, it's so annoying with the rain. How do I get rid of that? I thought I'd turned all the rain effects off. Visual effects off. There we go. That's got rid of it. I'll just leave that on. I can actually enjoy the window view now. Perfect. Beautiful evening though. Look at this. Sierra Hotel, every minute vectored away is 2 minutes less endurance. I guess. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're level, fine. In descent, you're not using as much fuel. But yeah, you don't want to be heading off in the wrong direction. So every minute you're level going in one direction is a minute in the other one. So yeah, technically you're right. Well, at least we're heading now in the right direction. If we have a few more of those orbits, could be an issue. At the moment, we're estimating to be landing with 3.6, which is a ton above our alternate, which is 20 minutes. We'll have to see. Adam, how do you calculate the fuel consumption on a 737? You use 2.4 tons an hour as a conservative estimate. Right now, you can see we're burning. Where's the fuel flow? Look, 2 tons an hour. So if you use 2.4, it works out quite nicely. So 2.4 tons an hour, that's 1,200 kilos every 30 minutes, 600 kilos every 15 minutes, 200 kilos every 5 minutes. So when we take extra fuel, you never think about how many tons of fuel, you think about time. So how much, so it's, you know, if I go, oh, we've got 800 kilos of fuel left, great, but what is that in time? Time is what's important. Oh, 800 kilos, that's 20 minutes, we've got 20 minutes of additional fuel until we get to reserves. And remember, you can commit that alternate fuel to land at your destination, as long as landing's assured. You can, it's called diverting to your destination. But if it's not assured, if it looks like you're getting to reserves and you ask ATC, yeah, what's the estimated approach time? Yeah, it's 15 minutes after your time, you have to divert. Tim Cruel, does your cost index affect fuel consumption? Yes, the higher the cost index, the increased fuel burn, but the higher you go, the faster you go. Well, heading downwind again, you can see our little orbit we did. It's looking a little quieter on the approach now, so I'm pretty confident we should be keeping in this direction. Thanks for subscribing, Paul McEwen. Welcome aboard, sir. Daniel Smith, is there a minimum amount of extra fuel required? No, I mean, if for an example, let's say if we had a slot and there was no ground air conditioning, I'd probably just put on an extra 100 kilos for the APU to run to ensure that the passengers get conditioned air. You know, if the APU is not running on a hot day and there's no conditioned air, it gets very hot in the cabin. I mean, unbearably hot. And it can be quite uncomfortable, and it's not. We never intend to do that. You know, it's our intention to always keep the APU running if it's hot. To keep the cabin cool. MSC approaching to Geneva is stunning, though the mountains with the tops covered in snow, winter time. Yeah, I mean, they've got a little bit here from the ortho. So there's the airport again. It's looking really nice in the sim.
Yeah, affirm hold over Scenic. Flight level 8,
descend flight level 80, Alpaca 87 whiskey. So 80, set, vertical speed, let's just set 500 feet per minute initially, and we'll now route direct to, well, let's leave it direct to SOVAD. So what's the transition level here? Isn't it 100 on the ATIS? You did say flight level 80. 120300 Alpaca 87 whiskey. Cheers now, bye.
Dollar 04, subject to my Charlie.
Landing lights, they're on. They're good. We did earlier, remember. Geneva final, good day. Alpaca 87 whiskey. Descending flight level 80, radar heading 220 degrees, our speed 230 knots.
Alpaca 87 whiskey, Geneva arrival unidentified. Copy back.
Perfect. So I don't know what the transition level is. It says by ATC. I thought I copied it down as flight level 100. Oh no, it's 80. That's why. The transition level is 80 from the ATIS, and I just forgot to update it. There we go.
160 until 4 DME, subject to my Charlie.
Look at you lot, QNH, yes, we're descending to flight level 80, I forgot to update the transition level. Love it. Martin, we're missing only 39 likes, guys, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, looking for 481 likes. Mont Blanc, which is over on our left there somewhere, 4,810 metres high. Fun fact for the day, and then we're going for 481 likes. Go to when we'll land. If there's no further delay, I reckon 10 minutes from now. And M71, very good. On point. So the vectors, your radar controller will give you terrain separation. He's responsible for your terrain. Obviously, yeah, you've got to be always aware of where the terrain is. But he's got to keep us on his radar minimums for a while. Damn Bennett, I clicked the light button harder than one of your landings. Brilliant.
1,000 to go.
Checked.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, turn right 10 degrees, descend 7,000 feet, the QNH is 1018.
Right 10 degrees, new headings 230, descend altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1018, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. 7,000 feet, there's your QNH now, passing 1018 set, passing 8,900 for 7,000 feet. Standby altimeter is set. No warning flags or anything of the such. Perfect. So let's have a look at our FMC.
No problem, 69 heading
Mike Charlie Tower 118.7.
Sky sounds busy.
117, talk to 2 much, Charlie, get in.
Might drawing 9 terrain radar, typically pilot monitoring would have that up. Captain would usually typically have the weather radar on at all times. Start scanning the terrain. There it is.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, speed 210 knots.
210 knots, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So remember what I said the other day on vACCHUN, guys, you get a speed restriction from A to C, make sure you comply with that, because he's working off you maintaining that speed for separation with other traffic. And here in Geneva with one runway, the spacing will be allowing one arrival, one departure, one arrival, one departure. Guys, I must highly recommend this add-on. I tested this sector earlier. I'm getting around 25 FPS, but I was bottoming out. This is giving me an extra 8-9 FPS. It's very, very good. I don't know how it works, but it changes things in the background to ensure you get good performance. Tom Baldock around 15 plus ISA in Geneva Caption. What are you on about there, sir? I want to go. Just want to see where we need to try and vacate. Was asking if we can do Charlie, aren't we? Checked.
Swiss 69 the tower, 118.7.
Swiss, was that the guy behind me?
Oh, and it's 7.
What's that funky thing called 3J FPS?
Break, for Delta Yankee speed 160 to 4 DME when established.
160 to 4. So it looks like we're going behind this guy, he's just 400 feet below us. Left 190 degrees, Alpaca 87 Whiskey.
Alright, that was blocked. First, the EC27 Geneva Hello, standby. Break, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, confirm the heading.
190 degrees, Alpaca 87 Whiskey.
Correct, thank you.
Perfect.
Geneva Hello,
so, there was another traffic here, can we see him? There he is, look! So cool. So fuel wise we're good, 3.7. We could go around and in 15 minutes land and keep that reserves intact. I do bear in mind that Nightbot plugins command doesn't have that 3 JFPS. I need to update it because I only installed that today. Again.
Alpha 238 to descend altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Not a terrain round, but it looks very nice.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, turn left 125.
Left 125 degrees, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. There we are, infected on.
30.
Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey, for the pound donation. Landed in time to watch you land. There's 7 queuing for departure at the moment. I think they're struggling getting them out between arrivals. Happy landings. Well, thank you very much, Kieran Harvey. Yeah, I think with the popularity of the event, and with only one runway, it's very tough for them to get them out there. But they'll prioritise arrivals first, but then they'll have to increase the spacing slightly to allow for some departures as well. This is a little...
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, turn left 1, correction, turn left 05, clear that is approach runway 04.
Left heading 050 degrees on the heading, cleared ILS 04, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So it's a nice little trick, it hasn't worked here, but on X-Plane 11, the idents for the localised ILS can be very late.
And Alpaca 87 Whiskey, you can now correct that to a heading 035.
And you're heading 035 degrees to intercept, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So...
Easy
035 degrees. Has he taken me through the extended sense line? Probably has. What's the final approach track? 044. This is the problem because X-Plane 11. Yeah, I've overshot the localizer. No problem there. He's remembered it. He's put me on a new heading, but I can't even ident the localizer because it's X-Plane 11. It's so late. Unless I've done something stupid and forgotten the frequency. No, 1109. Yeah, we go. So look, it's now come in. So arming approach. Actually, we're a little bit too far out for that arm forelock first. There we are. Localizer, live localizer capture. Runway heading 044 set. Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Localizer established 04.
87 Whiskey, copy speed 160 until 4 DME.
160 till 4, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Right, so we're going to do flap 1.
7 turn right heading 290. Right heading 290,
arm approach.
238, 2 turn left heading 180 decent altitude 6.
So there's traffic 5 miles ahead.
50, 40, 30,
there's flap 1, flap
20,
5.
10.
Easy 810 Alpha speed 210.
166 knots, that should be enough. Thank you very much, Autolander 02496, the £1 donation. Can we do an autoland today, he's asked. Oh, yeah, that's a tough one to ask now. I can do an autoland, but obviously that responsibility of butter is taken away from me. Guys in chat, I'll see what the consensus is. Do you want an autoland? I can still just not arm the second order pilot, or would you like me to attempt to butter myself?
190.
Thank you very much, donation though. No, auto, says Records. Let's do it. No, yes, no.
238, 2 turn left heading 060.
No, no, no. It looks like mostly no. There are a few yeses there. No, I think it's a no. It's more fun to do it manually as well. So, thank you very much for the donation. When the weather is inclement, we'll of course attempt the autoland. But we'll definitely.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey Tower 118.7. Have a good day.
1187 Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Good day. Yeah, manual is. I think if we were to poll it, I'd say it's around 75% manual. Autoland, of course, very exciting, but manually getting that butter even more so. There we go. Geneva Tower, good day, Alpaca 87 Whiskey, ILS 04, 160 knots till 4, and we're at 13 miles.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Tower, good evening, continue approach showing number 3.
Continue approach, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Autoland is cheating. Alright, how about this, guys? Do you want me to go completely raw data? Do you want me to disconnect everything flight directors off? I think that'll be more popular than the Autoland. Let me just put these lights on first. And the start switch isn't continuous, so I don't have to worry about any of that. And arm the speed brake. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Alright. Disconnecting. Autopilot, auto throttle off. Flight directors are off. There you go. Raw data, it is. Happy, guys? Happy?
2500.
Terrain is noted. So the attitude is like I said, the flash. Let me start again. The flap drag model is a little bit off, so I'm having to add a little bit of thrust. In fact, actually, for flap 5, it's pretty good. The attitude probably a tad high. I'd expect it to be a little bit lower with flap 5 on the ILS there. Key of raw data is this at all times, your attitude. This is what you're looking off, and unfortunately the attitude is slightly off in the mod. And keep scanning. You know the final approach track is 044, so I'm flying 042 to get back onto the localizer. Once you're on the localizer, reset the final approach track here on the track menu here. Get a tad high, or a tiny bit high, so just reset the attitude, go down to around 900 feet per minute, 1,000 max.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much, Toga, for the donation. No auto lander, yes to raw data, butter please. Well, there you go. Your query is answered. Thanks, man. So yeah, the key is attitude. Now, if you end up getting a little bit high, set yourself a rate of descent no more than 1,000 feet per minute. If you're getting, if you're a little bit, if you're a little bit high, 1,000 feet per minute. If you're a little bit low, 500 feet per minute. Keep yourself in these limits. Don't go too crazy. So I'm just setting 1,000 feet per minute. That will bring the glide slope back in, no more. Speed's getting a tad high, so go back to idle. That will help the nose come down. A little bit left to centre line. There's 1,000 feet per minute, so glide slope will come back in now quite nicely.
Say again, please.
Message just came up. FO's got the terrain up, terrain noted, so we're just holding for our landing clearance. There we are, so rate says a little excessive there, 1,300 feet, back on the profile, so I'll add that thrust again. Back to around 750 feet per minute, slightly right of centre line, so adjust that track to around 042. And we'll configure around 5 miles. There we are, so that'll bring us back onto the centre line. Speed's good, glide slope's good, localizer's coming in. Approaching 5 miles, so I'm going to configure now, gear down, flap 15. I'm just going to set VREF plus 5 straight away, landing check, flap start switches, continuous, recall checked, speed brake arm, green light, landing gear. Down 3 green, auto brake is set to 2, holding on the landing flap, which I'm going to select now, flap 30, add that reference thrust. Now normally I'd be setting 57%. As I've mentioned, this simulated 737, the ZIBO mod, is a little bit too much drag at the moment, so I'm going to have to set a bit more thrust to maintain that speed. So if you're studying to do your raw data on a level desim or fly pitch and power the real aircraft, remember this is a entertainment stream. Don't follow the guidance I'm following because it's a little bit off here. So it's close. Actually, 62% is working quite nicely.
Monitor vertical speed.
Okay, I've got an R8. Below 1,000 feet, you shouldn't get any RAs. So we're just waiting for landing clearance. Tad low, so changing the 3 reds, pitching up around 500 feet per minute, remember? There you are. Checked, back on the centre line. So a little bit left of centre line here. My scan's gone a bit off, so I'm going to go to 046. There we go. And now, you'd be doing this in IMC, I was doing training.
Approaching 04.
Clear to land 04 Alpaca 87 Whiskey. So got landing clearance, clear to land. Now, you really need to change your viewpoint to outside now. Less concentrating on the instruments, more outside as you get close to the runway. 500 feet, you want to be about 50% inside. 250 feet, about 75% outside. And approaching threshold, you need to be only looking outside. Very occasionally glancing, make sure your speed's where it should be. Otherwise, all good. Radio call, yeah, I need to turn the vACCHUN controller up. I didn't hear him first time. I'm doing okay, bear in mind I'm single-handedly flying this rotated. Checked.
200.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue. So 3 roads, don't worry about it too much at this stage. Keep descending.
100.
Checked.
50, 40, 30,
Check.
20,
Close.
10.
Hold that attitude. Ooh, I sense better. I sense butter.
2.
Oh, not bad. Minus 121. I thought it'd be softer. Right, speed brakes up. Reverses. Manual braking. So I'm going to try and get... Oh, I'm going to miss that exit there. Well, 100 knots. So we're going to roll it, keep the speed up because he's trying to get departures away and stuff. 80 knots.
80 knots.
I could have taken that exit to be fair. 60 knots, I'd reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geneva.
Are you able to wait about 5 to 10 minutes?
Stow reverses, and we'll take this high speed here.
1,200 remaining.
Look at that. Right behind the Iberia. Brake. Oh no, I think I left it a bit late for the brakes. Oh no, come on. Stop! Well, that was close.
50,
Right.
40,
Oh, come on, Iberia.
20, 10.
I think that might be for me for ground.
50, 40,
Thanks
30,
guys.
20, 10.
Just had to turn back to him up. Give me 2 seconds, guys. That was close. I nearly ended up in the back of an Iberia Airbus there.
50,
Oh my goodness,
40,
guys, you're all crazy.
30, 20, 10.
Right, Stone, speed brakes. Give me 2 seconds, guys, because I'm trying to get over to Geneva ground. Oh my goodness me, you've
40,
broken the thing!
30, 20, 10.
Negative for Delta Yankee, do you want us to contact April?
I've for Delta Yankee, so yes, 121.85.
121.85, negative for Delta Yankee, thank you, mate.
121.675.
And Steven 77 going update. There will be 3 landing aircraft before we can get 2 aircraft out.
Oh,
Well, close, keep birds.
I think we'll go over to apron now. At Geneva ground, good day, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Vacated runway 04 at Bravo.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey for taxi instruction, contact apron 121.850.
121.850, Alpaca 87 Whiskey Bite. That's completely my fault because I had a look on the vACCHUN thing and that guy was very busy, so I didn't ask him for the frequency. 121.850. Right, let's get the taxi instructions. Probably best move as well.
Are you still with me? Alright then, Hotel Mike Zoo, stand by on tower frequency 118.7, bye.
He is busy. Yeah, so I left that exit point a little bit too ambitiously. So when I started braking, I was like, ooh, okay. Felt like the brakes were hot, but I don't think any of that's
Ground hello again, Swiss 528, stand 11, ready push and start.
Excuse me, hold on. I'm following this line here, but it's like an overshoot line or something.
We can start the boost facing southwest, QNH 1018.
Guys who donated, thank you so much. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll say thanks to every single one of you. I just want to make sure we got our clearance here. Geneva, hello, it's Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Vacated runway 04 at Bravo, now on Alpha.
Alpaca 87 Whiskey, Geneva apron, hello, good evening. Taxi to stand 64 via Alpha and Outer.
Taxi via Alpha and Outer for stand 64, Alpaca 87 Whiskey. Perfect, so we've got the taxi instructions, just make sure we're happy with where we're going. Stand 64, okay, it's a remote stand, very close to where we are, and it's just going to be, here, look, 64 Alpha, so we're going to keep going in a straight line here, we'll get the APU started, and I'll just quickly do the clean-up, and I'll say thanks to every single one of you. Excuse me, I feel very guilty. I'm not saying thanks to you straight away. They're usually quite well timed donations when they come in, so thank you very much. Let's do this, let's do that in the wrong order, but we don't need to worry about that. Right, where do I even start? Thank you very much, firstly, to Christian Fowl for the £10 donation. Again, thank you very much for coming in for the donation. Never any questions though, you always feel free to answer questions, that's very kind of you. Thank you Captain Lazy for the £5 donation as well. He said good luck, thank you very much, we needed it on that approach. Toga as well for the South African brand 70, thank you very much. Alpaca brand butter, proudly brought to you by Alpaca Airways. You've got it. And Quinton 4146, £1 is your company's SOP to execute a mandatory go around if Rascal's long landing. Yeah, I'd expect after a long landing call to go around straight away, but it's very early in the ZIBO mod, or with, well, not ZIBO mod, in the XRAS settings, so I need to adjust those again because I'm always fiddling with those, but yes, I would be going around if I haven't got a long landing, which would be quite a long float to ever get there. Right, anyway, taxi to stand 64, nice leisurely pace. Sorry if there's someone behind me. No, oh, there is, look, he's probably thinking, shut up, stop streaming, carry on going there. Richard Layton, where are you flying next? Maybe tomorrow. San Francisco to Portland.
Taxi to link wind runway 04 via Indo. Link
Stand 72.
And hold short link 4, Swiss 257.
71.
Geneva ground, easy 46 Delta, ready for taxi.
We're looking for stand number 64.
Easy 46 Delta, Geneva apron, taxi holding point 04.
68, it's coming.
Link 1 and Outer.
Very busy here in Geneva. I think there's a lot of departures that can't get away by the sounds of it. Hanger Pike, great stream. Come to see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Again, not 100% certain if we're going to go ahead with that. I'll plan to, but I need to download all the Ortho and stuff for that too. Link 5, and then stand 66.
Located 04,
So 64.
Charlie.
EC27 Geneva apron, welcome at Geneva. Taxi to stand 33.
66.
Alpha and outer. Please give away the
then,
traffic
stand
passing
64.
from your left to right.
Looks all clear.
33
Right,
via
there or
outer,
something.
give way to traffic going left and right.
And it is stand 64.
Swiss 528, ready taxi.
So clear left.
Swiss 528, taxi holding point runway 04 via inner link 1 and outer.
Inner, link 1, outer, holding point
Perfect.
04, Swiss 528.
And there's a little stop sign there, so I'll try and get it. Last time we did this, I overshot it slightly, but I'll try and explain to you where we want to stop. So when you have a stop sign like this, there's no marshaller. There'll be stop 1 or stop 2. Sometimes they'll be handing then the hand up in real life with either showing you 1 or 2. We'll use stop number 1. You just want to make sure you go slightly past you, and it's around there. I've set the parking brake straight away just to make sure I can stop. Oh, not bad. Look at that, guys. The angles and everything with the mod are very, very good. I'm pretty happy with that. Right, 2 blues, 1 red, engines are dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geneva. Local time here is 9:43 in the evening, around 20 minutes behind schedule. Another successful Alpaca Airways flight from Hungary today. Landing a little bit later than expected, but with all the night lights, it looks absolutely resplendent here. Very, very happy with how the graphics look as well. And the new funky livery as well by Ice5. So thank you very much for making that for me, Ice5. I really, really like livery. In fact, I might keep up with this. We do need to paint an alpaca on it at some point, but it's certainly the brand of Alpaca Airways. The new paint job does look exceptional. Very, very pleased with it. Right, so rest of the flow for the transit shutdown. We'll open that. Anti-collision light can now come off. Transponder to 2000 standby. Make sure the voice recorder's on as well. There we are. So yeah, massive thanks to all of ATC. Hungary were great. The en route controller who's brilliant in Munich. Thank you very much for his amusing ATC. Geneva did a fantastic job getting us in. Obviously very busy this evening as well. But that's what vACCHUN's all about. I'm sure they like this exposure to the amount of traffic. Not sure about the people departing Geneva, but we certainly enjoyed it. Cool. So I've just disconnected off the vACCHUN network, which is great. Thank you very much to Nigel Pavitt. He's just joined as a member. Welcome on board. So glad you are enjoying the content. You get invited to our members-only Discord, and you'll enjoy your custom emojis. You might even get a few more in before the stream finishes. We broke the like target. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. We were looking for 481. How many did we get, Mariana? Because you've got the stream up. 523, fantastic. Do me a massive favour. Keep smashing that thumbs up button. Don't forget to like and subscribe all my videos. I am a streamer. Thank you very much, guys. Right, let's have a little landing. Yeah, pretty happy with that approach. A little bit of a float, but we'll take it. The RAS was a little bit premature, but it was just within the touchdown zone still. Captain Lazy said, good luck, I got. We got lots of butter emojis in chat. Fantastic. Adam, we got the Top Gun Tom Cruise emoji. Fantastic. RT say, mile you off by the landing rate by 0.55. Very close. Adam Bailey, Mariana, behave, young lady. What did you do? Did you shout something? I don't know. Probably something wrong. Exits runway at 60 knots. Yeah, high. Well, an exit at high speed. Yeah, 60 knots is a little bit excessive. 45 knots ideally. I was going a little bit faster then. Yeah, I got the are you a real pilot for the braking. Yeah, I misjudged that slightly. So I was like, okay, I don't really need to start braking, but I was trying to do the guys on VACCHUN a massive favour so they could at least get a departure away or another arrival without causing any issues. But that's an issue on VACCHUN, not something I have to be too concerned about in real life. Fantastic. Airplane is constantly farting, said Versatile Life. Fantastic. And look at you, went weather radar trim, blah blah blah. Usual stuff to clean up. Fantastic. Guys, fantastic. Yeah, 539, 540 likes is what I like to see. So thank you very much. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow for San Francisco, Portland. Again, keep your eye out. That'll be tomorrow afternoon, a little bit earlier than today's stream. I need to have a look at the ortho and scenery for that. I'm not 100% sure on that. Otherwise, I'll see you all on Sunday. But of course, we're not going to end the stream without listening to some funky music and enjoying landing. There we go. Right. Let's jump on into the flight deck. There we go. So yeah, nice raw data. Give it a bit of a demo. Look, you can see the thrusters around 65%, a little bit too high. Should around 57 at this grocery. Let's have a look at this. It's a little bit darker than I'd like. That's with the delays we had. Just turn up that noise in the mod. There we are. We've got the retracts down. Bit of a displaced threshold. There's the check, closing the thrust. It's a little bit long, but still acceptable. Yeah, pretty happy with that landing. We've had far worse, that's for sure. It's another bucket off the list. Another bucket, another butter. Coming on in. Look at this for timing, not bad at all. Close enough. Let's have a look here from the tower view. I can't quite see it, unfortunately. They always have rubbish tower views. I'll do it manually. You can see that the retracts are down for the replay. A bit of haze around too. Watch my awful replay camera. Nicely done. Happy days. Guys, hope you enjoyed that anyway. Thank you very much to everyone that turned up for today's live stream from Hungary to Geneva. Just a single second today, I'm afraid, so we're going to be signing off now. Thank you to everyone that donated again, and your donations are very much appreciated. Very, very kind. Never stress that enough. Thank you for everyone that signed on as a member. I'll catch up with you later on Discord. And for all the regular viewers, thank you very much. Just do me a massive favour. Don't forget to subscribe, push that bell notification so you can see when we're going live. And don't forget to smash the thumbs up button too. Guys, hopefully, I'll see you all tomorrow for the San Francisco Portland stream tomorrow afternoon, so keep your eyes peeled. And stay safe as ever in these incredible times. And see you then. Good night all. Bye-bye.